little story today before we start the stream up. Uh, I was at work today and I was arguing with my vault partner because he was not listening to me when I was trying to describe the problem. Because we had two inventories right next to each other. One was missing a strap of money, and the other one had a strap of money that was over, and they were the exact same denomination. And he's like, "Oh, well, we just take the one from the one that's missing it from the one that has extra." Normally, that would make sense, except upon recounting, we noticed that the one that was missing the money was missing it because we missed a strap that was in the inventory already. So now that he's taken money from the other inventory, now that inventory that was originally missing money now has twice the amount of money that it previously had. And I'm trying to tell him that we need to take the money that he put in there and put it back where it came from, because that did not solve the issue. He's like, no, they were low on money and now they're not. I'm like, they were low on money because we miscounted, not because they were missing money.
Also, by doing that, you've now made the money count somewhere else lower because
what it turned out is the so we get money from the processors and they don't always package the money intelligently. They package the money to what's convenient for them, not to what the standards are. So what you do when you're giving the money inside our building is that if it's below 10 straps, you get a single rubber band. Because double rubber band means it's 10 strap bundle.
Yep.
They constantly send us double rubber banded 9 strap bundles. So when we're sitting down and counting out the money, we're constantly off by straps because they just keep fucking sending us 9 strap bundles that are double banded. Which means that they're 10 strap bundles, except they're not fucking not. But so that was what happened with that inventory where we were over money, because one of the bundles ended up being 9 straps instead of 10. But I'm sitting there, I'm fucking laying into him. I was asleep seconds before this, and I started laying fucking into him, and he finally listens to what I'm actually saying. He actually looks back at the inventory again, actually recounts the shit, and goes, "Oh, you're right." I'm like, "Yeah, now that I'm done shouting at you, I'm actually awake again, so let's get the rest of this inventory cleared out."
Okay, then.
You have awakened me with the sheer rage of your idiocy. And that's a great segue into today's fan fiction Contempt Theater 9003. Atin will not be joining us as he is currently petitioning Satan. So he will be joining us at some point in time in the distant future. Probably. Maybe. Unlikely. We do, however, have Gray and Arn here today with Max. And only one viewer. I don't know how that happened.
That'll eventually change tonight sometime.
I sure
Probably.
hope so. Anyway. So I thought we should start today because we already did a Shield Hero fic yesterday. Technically.
Okay.
We did a Shield Hero fic on Tuesday.
Not Tuesday, not yesterday.
Well, you know, yesterday is like Tuesday. So
time is relative, I guess.
Time is relative. So I was feeling maybe we do a Doom Goblin Slayer crossover. Just make everyone cringe as physically hard as possible. So we're gonna start off with that. Nice little fun fact. That is not what I copied. Can you actually copy? There we go. So fun little fact is the voice actor for the Goblin Slayer is also the motion capture stuntman for the Doom Slayer.
Oh, that's kind of cool, actually.
Very neat.
Yes.
Oh, that's not normal.
Max?
Oh,
Max?
I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry.
You a lot?
Trying an early access game, and
Ah, yeah.
I got an execution animation, and we just started falling through the world while it was happening.
Is it me or does Sneaky sound more nasally? No, definitely more nasally. Unfortunately, I was laughing really hard because of a video I had linked earlier in the Discord, and that usually makes my mucus production increase for some reason. Because apparently I'm allergic to happiness or something. I wouldn't be surprised if that was true.
Yeah. Nature just says no. That's illegal.
So anyway, this is the Hellwalker and the Orkbolg. Because calling him Goblin Slayer is apparently too difficult. Again, I don't
Of course.
I don't know how people can fuck up simple titles. Hellwalker and or Goblin Slayer. Boom, done. Well, I don't know why you're trying to go with the elf name for the Goblin Slayer.
Yeah.
That's just weird. It's like the Hellwalker and the Beard Cutter. Like fucking what? Okay.
Oh, it's even stranger because Goblin Slayer is just straight up his name.
Well,
So,
yeah, that's what everyone refers to him as.
There's also Elf Archer, or Human Lancer.
thought it was Elf Ranger.
It's whatever.
Elf Ranger, Human Cleric.
After being tricked by Samuel Hayden and wait, what the fuck? After being tricked by Samuel Hayden and sent back to hell. Okay. The Doomslayer tries to travel to Earth by killing demons.
That's my favorite way of traveling. Fucking killing demons.
Okay.
How do you
And absorbing
Right,
their Argent energy. He does that already. That's already a canon thing that he does normally. But as the demons knew Earth was ready to be invaded, they set a trap to send the Slayer to another universe where he meets a being similar to himself.
Snaky,
Yeah,
you're about to be real disappointed because this is rated MFic,
yeah.
and they're already censoring the F word. Literally.
Yeah.
They just straight up they're censoring motherfucker just right there in the middle of this chapter of this
Oh,
quarter chapter.
yeah.
Also,
And they didn't even spell it correctly. They spelt it motherfucker.
Why does Nexus always have to be involved?
Because Nexus is sexist.
True, true.
Prologue. You have the opportunity to meet heroes, those capable of great deeds, who inspire courage and bravery in ordinary people who wish to become like them. However, this story is not about a hero. No, it's about two heroes. Literally, the premise of Goblin Slayer is that this dude's like wholehearted attempts to just wipe out goblins have literally inspired countless people not just kill goblins, but to just
just to be an
be
adventurer.
better.
Yeah.
You know?
just to some are just straight up, I'm gonna be an adventurer and be better than him one day. He's got a rep. He's well known for what he does. There are literally bards that sing of the frontier adventurer who literally will stop by. He's known for just doing jobs for free if goblins are involved sometimes in his travels.
Exactly. Yeah, he literally goes around just not even intentionally inspiring people left and right. And the Doomslayer in Eternal, I don't, I'm a little bit 50-50 on this, basically inspired a whole fucking cult based around him and fighting off the demons and being pure and, not, devolving into sin and shit. So, like, it... this story isn't about heroes, it's about killers. It's like, you realize pretty much every person in history who's labeled hero is a killer of extreme proficiency?
More or less, yeah. Big heroes like, Greek myths, and we have Hitler and Stalin, I don't know. Killers, yeah.
I don't even need to go that far in terms of extremes, but shit like, fucking, Alexander the Great.
Yeah.
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 He's very much like
Marcus Aurelius. Like, holy shit.
Well, let's not forget, like, when you start getting into local legends too, like Vlad the Impaler, he's a
Right.
monster in history, but he protected his country and did it well
Right.
during his reign. He's the hero in that country.
But yeah, it's just like, oh god, I hate it when people try and write flowery shit and just be like, okay, you know what? Nope.
The only thing that's flowery about this is the fucking author's brainstem.
Where's that fucking shot glass? Okay.
Right, alcohol.
C8 is apparently insulted.
Brazilian.
Okay. Now that I've had a cap of alcohol to calm me down, let's continue.
Just a cap.
The cap. Come
Yes,
on.
just a cap. I'll be drinking more as the day progresses.
I don't know it.
This is a story about how two great warriors, driven by rage and hatred. Is the Goblin Slayer driven by rage and hatred?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's more of a cold rage, but it's still there. The hatred is very much
Oh,
there.
the hatred, yes. But I mean, like, rage, like, he's not like a rip and tear sort of guy. He's like I'm going to calmly genocide you sort of guy.
What we literally have, I'm just gonna use a JoJo thing here. We literally have the Jotaro version of rage, which is I'm just gonna keep it cool and I'll let my fighting do what I need it to.
Right.
And then there's the Joseph method of I'm super hot-headed and I'm just gonna yell at the top of my lungs.
Sure. Well, I mean, with the Doomslayer, you're like, okay, yeah, rage. The guy literally goes into rages where he just rips people in half. Well, demons, but I mean, if we're supposed to call communists humans, I guess we can consider demons people.
Communists, immigrants, what's the difference?
But it's just like, I can see that easily. Rage, yes, totally easily, but it's... Goblin Slayer, rage, yeah, I guess Cold Rage would be the closest.
Like I said, he's much more level-headed about it.
They captured that moment in the anime so nicely. When he gets impaled by the big goblin in the, sewers.
Gotta be honest, I haven't gone through the anime because when I heard the way that the anime was doing things, I was actually upset that they changed the order of events because...
Okay, so, no, as a person who read the manga first and then went and watched the anime completely, they reorganized events in the manga to be more sensibly chronological.
What do you mean?
Like, it's hard to describe. just watch the anime. It makes sense once they do it. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense that would go first instead of that one.
I mean, if you're referring to a power scaling order, maybe. But the problem is that chronologically, I'm trying to remember, was the Beholder came after the Goblin Lord in the anime, right?
No, Beholder came before. Goblin Lord was the end.
Okay. I'm trying to remember what it was. I need to reread through those light novels, though. Those were quite well made.
But no, in the anime, they captured the whole part where he was getting effectively killed by the large goblin in the goblin trap in the sewers, and the whole he refused moment. Oh, that was good. That was good shit. But anyway,
it was still. I'm sorry. That will forever remain one of my favorite moments in just media in general. Is he gets to the ogre that can throw magic?
yeah.
It's like, are you a goblin? No. What? Then why do I care about you?
Yeah.
Just completely sandbags this like C rank monster because it's not an E rank bitch.
Yes. We've already talked about that, Pedro. You're about 17 minutes late.
If you're on time, you know that.
Exactly. After being teleported back to hell by Hayden, the only one thing was going through Doomslayer's head, I need to get to Earth before that Mothra uses the Crucible. And there's a such thing called italicization to indicate thoughts. However, since there was no way in hell to teleport anywhere, except for all the teleportation pads in hell?
I'm sorry, are those just lying around?
Yeah, the UAC built them. They're just lying around. Yeah. At least
like
not
where
convention.
If they played it like either the original Doom or the 2016 remake / reboot.
No, it's more like they know about Doom as a franchise, or maybe they watched someone play it.
They might have watched just the cutscenes and no gameplay.
Yeah. There was only one way to get back to Earth, as it was possible to return to Hell with Argent energy from Cyber Demon Argent Accumulator. It would be possible to return to Earth with large amounts of Argent energy. In addition, since the Praetor absorbs energy from the demons killed by the Slayer, it was time to rip and tear. Exclamation point. Author's note. I am Brazilian. Brazilian.
God,
Not Brazilian. Brazilian.
Yeah, I mean, some countries spell Brazil with a Z and some with an S.
Well, they're dumb.
So I guess. Well,
just like how
sure.
Sweden is wrong when they use commas instead of periods.
Yeah, Sweden is just wrong in general.
So sorry if anything is spelled wrong in chapters.
The existence of Sweden is not validated. I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm not wrong. You know this.
You know, you should start a petition in Norway to have Sweden be unrecognized as a country in the UN.
Yeah. I agree with that. I should do that.
Yeah, so I appreciate the author making this chapter super short so we never have to touch it again. Thank you, author. You just saved us all a lot of time wasting on your... Alright, let's see what we got here. That doesn't look too interesting. Let's see. Elder Scrolls self-insert into Don Machi.
I don't like that.
Okie
Honestly.
dokie.
Oh god.
Oh
Shut
no.
up.
Oh no.
Oh, that's a long scroll bar.
Oh, no.
Oh
Abort.
no.
Abort. Abort. Abort is like a fucking black child. Nope. Do not.
Upon trying to take up fanfiction? Huh?
Oh dear fucking lord, what have we
Upon trying to take up fanfiction once again in about 3 years, I decided to do something I don't do ever. I throw my overpowered modded Skyrim character into World of Danmachi. I played it like a video game. Wake up in New World. You know the drill. Is it terrible? Probably. Do I care? No. Haven't written anything in 3 years. Just happy I got something.
I'm gonna repost the fanfiction link in the proper chat for this.
Oh, did I post it in the wrong place?
You put it technically in a correct channel, just not the correct channel.
Yes, that is true.
Every time it's the correct channel.
We're
Honestly,
only
we don't care.
Oh great, now it's double posted.
Also, yes, excellent. Well done, C8. I like that. I'm gonna pin that one. I'm gonna pin that one. Definitely pinning that. Pin it. Message
What?
pinned.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh. Oh my god.
See, I view my clips as not a way to capture amazing moments in my streams, but rather as a way to make it easier for someone who is trying to go through my history to find all the horrible things I've said. Basically, it's just a highlight reel.
Yeah, no, it's going
Basically,
right.
how to
That's
get
going
sneaky
right
ban.
to testimony for character witness interviews.
Yeah, you see, Your Honor, in this video here, Sneaky says that communists aren't humans. I stand by that statement, Your Honor.
Sometimes it do be like that. Not gonna lie.
I use my sub powers to veto this. You have no power here, Pedro, for you did not give me that money. That money belongs to potatoes.
Belonged. Important clarification.
Yeah, true enough.
For
Now it belongs to Amazon.
The only thing stopping me from just using one of my vetoes is that I know you're gonna pick something even worse than this just to spite.
Absolutely. I got so many things stored just in case people veto.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead.
Read this. It's very important to old and new followers of mine. Hello, I am back with a new story. I have come to realize something while writing fanfiction from the time that I've been away. As you know, I have purged all of my stories and took a step away from fanfiction for a couple years. To my old followers, the reasoning for this is even though I started writing genuinely good stories, I'm gonna have to press X to fucking doubt on that one. Yeah, I definitely started to write genuinely good stories near the end of my fanfiction career. I still purged them all, though.
I mean, that's up for debate.
If I give you my prime when the sub-month ends, do I get veto powers? I guess.
I mean, I just subbed like literally 10 minutes ago.
I know you did.
So, I'm gonna have to skip, please.
Yeah, okay, fine, alright. We'll just
give us something worse. I'm on to just.
We'll just move on.
On the downward slope.
Downward slope it is. You've asked for such, and you shall receive. All right, where's that one?
Oh boy.
Let's see. What's one that would piss him off a bit? Not a Wormfic. You wouldn't care about Worm. You wouldn't care about Root. Ah, yes! This one seems to be the right level of cancer.
Oh, yeah?
How much of Konosuba do you know, Arn?
I know the basic concept, but honestly, I don't really care about it.
Fair enough. Alright, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yours to be saved for another day, then. Toho Project Worm crossover. Story has
Good,
been
you down.
deleted.
Thank fuck. Thank fuck. I was about to go like a fucking fish.
All right.
I guess you got to look for another Toho. Just control find Toho in there.
Oh god.
All right. Okay. Mm. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. No, that one sounds like it could be funny. Let's see. Story has been deleted.
Wow. Are
Wait.
these stories that you went back and reported and then bookmarked them forgetting you reported them?
No. These are stories that I had bookmarked because I thought I could read them and laugh.
Shows you.
But now they're gone.
Sometimes that's how it be.
Could we use the Wayback Machine to bring them back?
The Wayback Machine requires it to have been
Oh.
archived at some point.
Surely someone has archived those.
No, of course not.
Why the fuck would they?
Yes, here we go. A Naruto DXD story by the Black Ryubi. The 12-winged
God.
dragon.
No, fuck. I'm gonna need another shot. Fucking.
Alright, boys, strap in. This is gonna be a bumpy
Oh.
ride.
Fucking hell.
Oh boy.
The Black Dragon Emperor. Naruto Uzumaki is the
Wait.
Jinchuriki of the
What is
12-winged dragon, a fearsome creature that brought the leaf to its annihilation. Follow our favorite knucklehead on his road to bring the world ultimate peace. I feel like that just means he's gonna genocide everyone.
Sneaky, how many shots are you in?
Not enough.
Because that is not what that last half of that sentence read at all.
Is it not?
Yeah, become the ultimate bridge to peace.
Oh.
I mean, not like it really matters, honestly.
Does that really change the
That's it.
meaning?
It does, because that can change the entire context because of the way the English language works.
But if he becomes the ultimate bridge to peace, does that still mean he genocides everyone?
No, I don't think so.
Because you could say death is peaceful, and so therefore him becoming the ultimate bridge to death will bring everyone peace. Just chew on that. Naruto harem adventure romance!
Just what I want.
36 chapters, 620,000 words. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It is 6 books long.
Yeah. I mean, what else do you expect, honestly?
With a whopping 1,800 favorites. It has been ongoing for 2 years. However, it has not updated in a whole year, which means it's likely dead finally. Thank God. Hi! Thank you for checking out my story. Before we begin, there's some things I need to say to you. First off, this is a story that is a crossover between Naruto and High School D times D. Wow, author. I'm so glad you told us that. I couldn't figure it out by being in the Naruto D times D section. I would have never figured out this was a Naruto DXD crossover.
You have thought.
Fucking, I'm so glad he's taking the time to tell us this information. But it is completely set within Naruto's world, with only characters and lore from DXD in his world. So bear that in mind when you read this. So it's a world fusion in the worst way possible. Awesome. Second, I am new to this writing thingy. I never wrote anything in my life, actually, but since I am writing the story of a video game... Wait, what?
Man has literally never written a word before.
What? For the story of a video game? What? What?
I have no idea, honestly, what the fuck he's trying to say.
Apparently, Joe wrote 140,000 words of his book in 6 months. That's a book and a half.
Yeah, that's approaching 2 books.
He needs to split that.
Good on him, though.
Yep. I wanted to get some experience first, so please, feel free to correct me and comment me at any time with your tips and critiques. That will help me create an amazing story for both the video game I'm working on and this fic.
I'm gonna give.
Oh no.
I'm gonna give him some
Oh.
props. At least he's teething on fanfiction rather than just jumping straight to a video game.
Oh no. This man's
Still,
going to make video games.
no, he's going to try to.
Oh no.
Gonna fail.
140k is almost a book and a half. Yeah.
Yeah, way to catch up to the
Thanks,
conversation.
Isley. You're about 4 minutes late. I will listen to your feedback as long as you keep it civil. Comments with insults or hate in them will not be taken into consideration.
Too bad.
Well, unfortunately, I'm required to call you a fucking piss brain and a absolute shit stain on the genetic code of humanity for making your story a harem. So, I guess my advice will just be thrown out the window. In my defense,
yeah.
I'm doing like 3 conversations right now, one of which is an argument with a twat of a high school acquaintance. Well, that sounds like your problem and something we can totally rip on you for. The pairing will be a harem. A massive one, actually. An enormous one. A colossal one. I have already at least 45 romantic interests for Naruto.
I'm sorry, what?
45 girls planned for this.
Fucking 45? What is it? A fucking harem or a goddamn army? What the hell?
Okay, so
Literally every main heroine plus a bunch of side bitches.
like,
Why?
look, as someone who has had a girlfriend before, one girl was nearly too much for me. Okay? I cannot imagine trying to juggle 45 of them simultaneously. Oh, boy. I would probably just shoot myself. Go and read Arrow Ninja by the Lemon Sage if you want to see where I'm pulling my inspiration from. It's a really cool story. So, if you have any girl you would like to see, even if she's from a completely different franchise from D times D and Naruto, I'll see if I can't fit them into the harem.
God.
Maybe.
Why?
Maybe don't be so ambitious.
Times like these, I'm glad I don't own a gun yet. As
God
someone
has
who's
left
had a
the
girlfriend,
server.
wait, did you not know that I had a girlfriend before? Yeah,
We talked about it on stream.
she moved to Florida.
Rest in peace.
You two broke up way before that point, don't you front?
Yes, we did. And then she proceeded to have a string of worse relationships than ours.
Yeah, somehow.
That's Florida for
And
you.
then she kept dating them younger and younger, and it's like, alright, you need to stop.
Arara.
You need to stop.
She could Ara, yes. She could Ara.
Goddamn fuck. I'm just gonna clip that, and it's gonna
Actually,
embarrass you.
actually, she was Knight's older sister.
Yep. She also had the size requirements to Ara with.
I shall take this under consideration.
Anyway, so if you have any girl you like to see, blah 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 blah, I'll add one here and there, but this is a plot. This is a plot-driven fic. This is gonna be a harem story with 45 women in it. Also, this is a plot-driven story.
Okay, listen, if it was like, oh, well, it's kind of a harem because there's like 3 romance interests, but it's gonna be mostly plot, it was like, okay, that's pushing, but okay. Versus 45.
Woo! The fucking this is the what's the word I'm looking for? The disassociation. No, the Max, come on, help me out here. You know English.
More than that, buddy.
He does? What?
Oh, come on. Starts with a D. It's like separation, the double think sort of thing. The
Trying. I now know what word you're thinking of because
I
it's
know,
on the tip
right?
of my tongue,
Yeah,
but I'm having
right.
trouble.
God damn it, English language, you're failing me.
It's I'm going to. It's not dichotomy, is it?
No. The dichotomy is the equal and opposite, yin and yang thing.
It's the word.
Fuck. This actually is gonna irritate me.
It's gonna irritate me now too. What's the point of having a dictionary in your head if you can't flip through it in a convenient manner?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Bring the word disassociation.
Yes, we already said disassociation. It's not that. Dissonance! Dissonance! The mental dissonance required to sit there and go, this is gonna be a story with deep romantic scenes with 45 women, but it's also going to be a plot-driven story.
Oh no.
What?
Oh, we're already starting with the villagers just chase Naruto trope.
Oh, good.
Oh.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Shit's gonna get good. Real fast.
Also,
Oh.
congratulations, Isley. Yep. Prologue. A 5-year-old Naruto was running around the village trying to get away from the angry mob that was giving him chase. Sadly, this was a common occurrence in his life, especially on the anniversary of the defeat of the 12-winged dragon by the hands of the 4th Hokage, who was his inspiration and his father. Yes, he was very aware that the 4th was his father. Many people believe that Naruto has a hard skull.
I mean, that's bone for you, I guess.
That's not the phrase. It's thick skull or hard head. They're actually
Even bone is hard.
They're literally mixing idioms.
Yeah.
Even if they knew that the reason would be because nobody in the village would teach him how to read or do math. Not even the orphanage that was supposed to take care of him. That and the fact that he goes running around the village painting shit with paint bombs pranking and screaming about being Hokage.
Probably doesn't help.
But
to
the
be honest.
truth is, he was just pretending to be retarded the whole time. He's actually a genius.
Next line will be, I was only pretending to be retarded.
All it took was one comment about him being a mini version of the fourth and a thorough search. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Ah, yes. And a thorough search on people in the village with blonde hair and blue eyes and nervous-looking third Hokage, and a good look at the face on the monument and then in the mirror, and it was clear who his father was. It was clearly a Noichi.
hmm.
But no, it's just looks at a stone monument. Ah, yes, I can tell the exact facial features from this stone monument. Clearly, he is my father. Said nobody fucking ever. I was merely pretending.
Just updated, yay.
Lupine
Oh, no.
updated?
Yes.
Well, if Lupine
Wait,
updated,
everyone-
that means Lupine's awake and free, so get that bastard in here.
I'm not
That
gonna
ain't
do
my
it.
job.
You can do it. You can ping the fucker. I don't care. Or someone in chat. Pedro, Nexus. I don't
Everyone
know.
go
Fucking
ping Lupine. Get that bastard
ping
in
Lupine.
here. You
Time to
shit.
fucking get in here.
Satisfactory is never gonna drop on Steam. Anyway. See, blah 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 blah. After finding out the truth, he didn't know how to feel anymore. He respected him as a Hokage, and there was no doubt that he was the absolute pinnacle of the word Kage. Ah.
Objections. It's coming. Oh fuck. Alright, cool.
The fourth Hokage is the pinnacle of being a Kage. I'm gonna say no to that one. Yeah, I'm gonna say
Works.
no on that one.
Oh look, there he is. Man of the hour.
Man of the hour, trap of the hour, British man of the hour.
British and man, kinda mission
Oh.
exclusive. No.
I need more alcohol.
So do we.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got like 2 bottles of rum here unopened. That'll last me maybe
Not
till
enough.
tomorrow.
So
I mean,
right now we're
you
currently
can-
in the middle of a Naruto story,
Oh, fuck.
in which they have taken DxD elements and have fused it into the Naruto world. So Naruto is now the demon host of the Demon 12-Winged Demon Dragon.
That's a lot of demon.
And the Kyuubi doesn't exist anymore. Also, Naruto was just pretending to be retarded the whole time. And he's actually the smartest man
Why?
alive.
At the age
Why?
of 5.
Pre-
Don't get that.
Then what's the point of pretending?
Lupine.exe is shutting down.
Oh god, Lupine.exe is fucking wrecked. Do you know the other day?
Corrupt
Do
file.
you know the Tuesday stream you did? That I
Yeah.
missed? Do you know I was literally throwing up blood at the time?
You shouldn't do that.
It's not. Yeah, it's not gotten better over the
Permanent.
last few days. Oh god, I've got like this really scratchy throat right now.
You know what would
Anyway.
help that?
Mm,
Vodka.
I don't have it. I've just got rum.
Well,
and
that's full of
cider.
sugar. That's just to make your throat worse.
Mm.
Anyway, so yeah, the villagers. Oh yeah. Oh, actually no, the Ninetales does exist. Okay, so blah blah blah. The fact Ninetales mysteriously disappeared after the battle. Except it turned into the 12-winged demon dragon? What the fuck? What the...
Why?
Wait, what?
I don't like these words. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay, so... The fox appears as normal, as in normal canon. Kushina, carrier of the fox. Blah blah blah. Ninetales. Blah blah blah. Wait, what the... Wait. What the...
Sneaky's reading of 90% of fics. Blah, blah, blah.
What the fuck?
It's more like
It
7%.
became public knowledge
Yeah.
that she carried the Ninetales, became a hero after working with the Fox and the Fourth to protect the village from the 12-winged demon dragon.
Wait, I thought you just said the Ninetales turned into the dragon.
What?
Words.
I don't think
I
anyone
don't
knows
like
what's
them.
happening.
What the fuck is going on? But
Definitely
he
good
Can we
still
just
should have
move on to
thought that
Lelouch?
he should have known that the people would hate the demon that brought the annihilation that killed so many loved ones of survivors of the attack of the demon dragon, along with the fact that the knowledge of his heritage was to be kept hidden.
But didn't you... But...
And the demon fox of Ninetales disappeared after the battle with the demon dragon of 12 wings. And that added unwanted hate because the villagers hated the dragon for making them lose the fox. And so everyone tried to assassinate him dozens of times.
What? The fuck? How the fuck does that make any sense? The
So
fuck?
that left him very bitter. What
I
the
don't like these
fuck
words.
is going on? Kill the demon, kill the dragon, kill the demon, kill the dragon. You won't run. And so then Naruto tripped on some rocks, and all of the villagers surrounded him
No,
and
no, no, no.
began.
Convenient rocks. There's always that one rock.
Yeah, those fucking rocks, man. They just jump right out in front of you.
Yeah.
They make sure child Naruto always gets surrounded by villagers and gets beat up like it's a goddamn fucking cartoon where everyone just stands around the guy and kicks him.
Naruto the
No,
Pinata.
It's an Assassin's Creed game where you've aggroed the guards and they just stand around and start beating the shit out of you.
One at a time.
Yeah, the early games, yeah.
He didn't have to wait long as the villagers started to beat him, and then they grabbed Kunai and went to finish him once and for all. And Naruto was tired and sad because he just wanted to die. And so then he got stabbed straight through the heart. And all the villagers were like, yeah, we did a great thing today. We killed the dragon. It didn't last long because the Anbu just killed them all.
Interesting tactic, but okay.
And then another Anbu, all of the important people. So Itachi, Kakashi, and Yagua. What the fuck's her name? The purple-haired one.
Yagua.
The purple?
The one that uses a sword.
Yagua.
Fuck. The one with the asthmatic boyfriend
Yeah.
thing that dies.
I'm having so much trouble remembering now.
Whatever, doesn't matter. She's not important. Naruto's gonna fuck her later.
Oh, fuck.
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right. You weren't
fucking
here for that part.
fort-
This story is a plot-driven story that's going to contain 45 harem members, maybe more from other series,
45!
and maybe
Yeah,
more if
Yugo, that was a name.
if
Yugo-
someone
God.
asks
Yeah.
him.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean,
God.
that's just what the author has planned.
5!
Yeah,
It's probably gonna be
Jesus
more.
Christ, when's he gonna fucking sleep?
Well, I mean, he did in fact manage to write 600,000 words so far. Nowhere near your prodigious speeds when you wrote 1 million words in a year. This man's only written a mere 300,000 per year.
Fucking hell, no. Let's skip that
Weak.
old bullshit for the new bullshit, shall we?
But anyway, so yeah, blah blah blah, I'll give you power, blah blah blah, be evil for power, blah blah blah, murder, death, mayhem, blah blah blah, it's gay ass shit. Anyway, so it's stupid and whatever. Moving on. Let's get to the real meat of tonight. The heroics of spirit.
Heroes
Oh,
of
no.
Spirit.
Oh no.
Oh yes. This is going to be
Fucking
something.
can't even make a good
Yeah.
name right.
Do you want a bloody link? Just a second.
Why aren't you important enough to get this one with a fucking search? Fine.
Because the story's like a week old. There it is.
That's no excuse. Lupine Horror is an NPC.
Oh
that
yeah,
we
I
found
come up
in
number
WoW.
1 there.
Oh yeah, how about that?
Wait, what?
Yeah, you're in World of Warcraft.
Anyway, so oh, I
There
still
it
have that
is.
fucking forum up. Is that forum even working still? Oh my god, it
don't
is.
know.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, God.
The latest post, August 26th, 2019. Next
Yeah.
chapter. I've been waiting for a next chapter of Reinforced. When Reinforced?
Possibly tomorrow. Possibly tomorrow.
Stress.
Oh god.
Oh god.
I can't escape that. Do you know what? It was so hard to write that bloody chapter because when I got pissed off and I deleted it and then started writing it again, I was like, what the fuck am I even doing anymore?
What is
You
this?
didn't.
What the fuck
What the fuck is that?
Illustration.
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 Oh no.
What more do you need?
Ramelia, the Scarlet Devils, last
You
post.
shut the fuck up. You close that tab right now. I'm gonna fucking fly out to Vermont and fucking beat your ass.
Oh yeah, here we
Oh.
go. Here's the Discord. Here's his Discord link.
That's in several places, that.
Join the Discord.
You die. Yeah, that guy never ended up in actually fucking joining.
Alucard
fair.
Everlasting. Still waiting for more updates. Faithfully.
Oh god.
God damn it. Ah,
Oh god.
Hey,
This is
Lupin,
giving
can
me
you
second
delete
thoughts about updating that bloody
Oh
thing.
god.
and then delete the forum right now. I swear to God.
Oh no!
Delete it.
Wait, what
Before we
the
all
fuck?
die.
How old is this? It's from 2016!
Yeah. Don't read a single post of mine or I will actually fucking...
So,
I
with
don't-
yet another chapters of Spirits Balance out,
No.
it's clear that our venerable
Die.
author, Lupine Horror himself, is still active.
Oh god, Sneaky, you've chased him away.
I want you to fucking die.
Change the title to featuring Lupine Horror. Fine, I'll change the
Oh, it
fucking
doesn't
title.
matter.
Oh god.
Who's Snark Lord?
That's the beta for the one who checks it over for
He's
like
not.
general
He's not
spell and stuff.
on. He's not on the Discord, is he?
He's on
No,
the
wait,
Scarlet
actually-
Devil Mansion. I know that
Yeah,
much.
Yeah, he is. He's just
Yeah.
never been online.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah.
that's what I thought. Yeah.
He's fucking...
Out
Alexander
of
Yossi
curiosity and a strong need of something to read, when Reinforced update. Thank
Oh,
you,
it's got no
Art.
lately.
Since 2016, Art has been saying when Brawly.
Yeah. It's been a couple years, man. Fuck, dude.
Oh god.
Fuck.
Oh, my God. It's been 2 years since bloody round 2.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I fully intend to finish them both. I just don't have lots of time at the moment. Spirits
do
Balance
now.
is being written because it's the easiest to write. Don't worry though, none of the other fics are abandoned.
Nope, they're not. They'll be finished one day. Eventually.
Yeah.
Maybe.
A day after he hit that of the universe, probably.
Romelia, the Scarlet Moon. Alright,
No,
I'll crawl back into
no.
my waiting hole. If there's
God
any
fucking
way I
damn it.
can help, I will. So
God
ask
damn
if
it.
you need it.
Fuck
Oh,
you.
God.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, fuck. What you gonna do to me, man?
When reinforced. When reinforced. How often do you plan to update? When reinforced. It's been quite some years since reinforced. When reinforced. Please give reinforced.
Do you know what? I'm getting this feeling that some people want some more of that particular story.
Potentially.
Oh.
I don't see the appeal, but go ahead.
Oh
Appeal to the
no.
masses.
Oh no.
What's that?
The
Oh
Indominator.
God, no. No.
No. You stop right
What?
there. You stop right there.
Is there a story behind this user?
This guy has been
Oh.
banned from the SDM.
Oh.
We have
Yeah.
3 people banned in 5 years or whatever.
Wait, hang on. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
It
4 years.
just got up to me what you just said. Someone was banned from Arn's server.
Yes.
Yes.
Someone
Yes.
was banned from Arn's server.
Okay. That
We have
Yep.
a
I'm gonna
hardcore
be honest, that's
commie,
actually kind of a surprise.
a pedo.
And this piece
Oh
of shit.
God, yeah. Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's ignore the dinosaur fucker and get back to something else. Let's just.
Yeah, go back to bullying Lupine, please. Don't bully
Oh,
me.
God.
What the fuck is this shit? I have
Don't-
recently
don't.
discovered this form. I know it's late, okay? I'm not the most up-to-date person out there. He says, talking on a forum that's been dead for
Is that
3
sexual
years.
preference is not being up to date to his current age.
Fucking.
I have some very interesting that was recently brought up in New Fates Gamble.
Oh God.
If
I
anyone...
just like to say, can I say, fuck you, Pedro, you piece of shit.
Oh, what did Pedro say?
He clipped my fucking panicking.
Oh.
Advanced panicking Norwegian bullying. Oh,
God damn it.
Would you... A bit peeved that Lupine Horror is not using feathered dinosaurs because I am a feather-tard.
I'm sorry. If
Oh
I'm not
my God.
mistaken,
Oh,
isn't that profile pic of his the Indominus Rex from Jurassic World?
Yes!
I
A
would
Yes.
not
dinosaur without feathers.
He also role-played as a dinosaur.
Yeah.
He did?
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh God, I thought I must have wiped that from my memory.
Yeah!
No, I think we
He
were there. I think you were
RP'd.
AFK. Yeah. You
He
weren't there,
RP'd, he
honestly.
mute evasioned, and he did a whole bunch of other shit.
He ban evasion too, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking.
And then he in quotes had a friend come over and immediately go, "Yeah, that sounds like him."
Yeah, the friend was honestly just him.
I am a friend of the Indominator. I just want to say for him that the Indominator is clearly very sorry.
Yeah, more or less exactly that. Oh, fucking.
You might have
Suki,
actually
dude.
been around for them easily. It's just it was over very quickly.
Advanced panicking Norwegian bullying. That is a clip title.
Oh no!
Oh, God damn it.
Quartermass!
Oh, God.
No!
What is
No.
here? Oh no, there's so many
Oh God, no!
challenges!
Oh God, not this crap. Any idea how many reviews I got on some of my stories, which are just like challenges and challenges and challenges and challenges? I just ignored.
Is he
every single
literally
fucking one of them.
just that? Why are there so many challenges?
It's called the Quartermass Challenge thread, where he just posts challenges.
If he
Oh,
Yeah.
wants a ghostwriter, he can offer up some money at
No,
least.
Max, you don't understand. Let me click on his profile and you will understand. This author has written 128 stories. He
Fucking
doesn't need a ghostwriter.
You literally.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, he also doesn't know how to spell quarter, so
No, it's a Doctor Who reference. I think like 95% of his fics have.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
so the
God,
main
right.
problem is that Quartermass basically takes the same flavor of Harry
Yeah.
Potter and of Luna for every
And
single one of his
Hermione.
crossovers. All 128 of those stories are Harry Potter crossovers, and where the exact same version of Harry and the exact same version of Luna go into various universes with, you know, different premises. Like Harry's the brother to the Medusa sisters. Harry's the brother to Rin. Harry's the brother
Where
to
have I seen that
Saber.
before? I wonder.
Harry's the brother to
Mm.
Shiro, and like he just had these general OP powers as well, but he has the exact same personality always, which is not Harry Potter's personality, and he has the exact same like
Yeah, why
just
would it be?
general meh motivation of I'm gonna do something that's plot
And
relevant.
Luna and Hermione are perfect in every single
Yeah,
bloody way.
yeah.
Hermione
Luna
knows
and Hermione are
everything,
always
and-
perfect, and Luna always knows everything, including anything meta.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
like he did several Final Fantasy crossovers,
Yeah, I've
and
taken
Luna
a look
was
at that.
always like a perfect Unova hybrid with perfect knowledge of both worlds. Blah 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 blah. And I was like, for fuck's sake, learn something new.
I love this here. Stats. Stories completed. 35 of 114. Which obviously he
35
hasn't
of
updated it.
114.
Yeah.
That's
he
not
hasn't, well, he
updated.
hasn't updated it because he's at 128 now. Stories abandoned. 0 out of 114. Bullshit.
right. He literally has a story. He's got a story on there which is made up of his abandoned stories.
I know.
He just has that
oh,
there,
God.
so
So,
people go like, "Oh, this guy
unfortunately-
totally won't abandon this story that I like."
Unfortunately,
every other
he was
person.
actually a good writer back in the day, where he would actually like write and finish stories.
Mhm.
Like Is Your Great Aunt an
Yeah.
AI was amusing.
Yeah, that was
Um,
alright.
You know, like some of them were
I-
actually good, and
I
he
actually
actually
did
would
start-
write for them. Except nowadays, he just goes around and he's like, yeah, 30k words is usually as far as he gets on average before he drops the story, and
Yeah.
it's just gone and never comes back to it.
I
Harry
did
Potter's
start
Blue
reading
Harry
his
Potter, Harry
Soul
Potter,
of
Harry Potter, Harry Potter.
Defiance story, Legacy of Kain and My Hero Academia. But then I got so far through it, I was like, my god,
Oh yeah,
it's the same
it
thing
looks
all
like
over
he's
again.
actually moved on from Harry Potter. Izuku is now his
Oh.
new Harry Potter.
Oh
Oh.
boy.
No, he's still like all Harry Potter, like
Mm.
there's like Harry Fake Grand Order,
Oh
Harry
yeah,
Spider-Man,
Harry
the Third.
times Tiamat. Yeah.
Oh, that
Ah.
story is so cringeworthy.
Yeah, because
though.
that needs to exist.
Harry times
some reason.
Tiamat. What the
A
fuck? did I
rogue,
just hear?
unspeakable version of Harry Potter delves
Gets
deep
yeeted
into the
through-
past and the reverse side of the world, and they must overcome their own past and save the world together, or they will
In
will
short-
both of them regress into dangerous beasts of obsession.
In short, Harry gets yeeted through the Veil of Death, ends up on the reverse world of Tiamat. Then they end up in the Babylonia Singularity,
Oh, of course.
where they
because,
find
yeah.
out like
Yeah, what would they?
where Hermione is a master of Chaldea with several servants, this, that, and the other, and then everyone comes along and tell Harry how he should live his life. And I'm like, wait, what? No, stop.
Oh,
You know what?
that's my sixth shot. Does it
You
respond
know
to that?
what? I don't want to know. All right.
Oh,
I've
no!
ceased wanting to know.
My first actual challenge is a partial collaboration with Cledwin.
No.
Oh.
I forgot this. Oh.
Oh, God.
Oh, we are
no.
digging up some fucking fossils of time. Holy
That's
shit.
2017, is it?
Max, to give you a
Yeah.
little information, Cledwin's the other band person from the
I've
SDM.
heard enough about Cledwin
Wasn't
from
he the
you.
smutty paedophile one?
Yeah, he's the
Yep.
Yeah, he was a
pedophile.
pedophile. He was bad twice.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Banned, unbanned, and then rebanned just for fun.
Mhm.
Good times.
Mm.
Oh god. An accident gives an embittered, desperate Ultimacia a new life in a new universe. Haunted by dreams of a brutal time period.
Oh, God. I think I actually
Sorceress Taffy Greengrass
I think I remember
fights
reading
for
a
a new
chapter or
cause.
two of this.
But as the ambitions of two old men threatens those she cares for, she must make a desperate bid in hopes that Harry Potter will become her faithful knight.
Yeah, I think I remember
Old-
reading a chapter or two of this and just thinking, fuck it, I'm out.
Daphne
men
must
running
be
the
the
world.
reincarnation. Daphne
Lord.
is gonna need to be the main protagonist. Daphne must figure out a way to make Harry Potter her knight. Preferred inclusions. Maybe around 4th year, Daphne not having immediate access to her full powers, and Daphne's appearance changing. Oh, yeah. Optional inclusions. Harry still becoming Master of Death.
And extra people in the bloody pairing.
Forbidden things. Doormat emo Harry. Male
Macho?
pregnancy.
Oh god.
I mean,
okay, look, I approve of that one, but
yeah.
why
You
does that
approve?
need to be mentioned? How was your story pan out in where it's a Daphne times Harry pairing, yet male pregnancy still ends up happening?
Futa Daphne?
I want you to die. Just fucking die, please.
Excuse me while I throw up. I'm gonna throw up.
But yeah, they forgot one thing on the forbidden things list, which is a good story.
Oh, yes. So this is Heroes of Spirit. Now I have ranted about this in several manners and several places, and at several levels of drunkenness. So let us increase.
I've already
that.
read through like literally the first sentence of that first story. I immediately hate this.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
That is, do you know, in loads of the My Hero Academia stuff, you get like the not all men are born equal thing to start off with. I tried to do an inverted thing of that, but it kind of seemed to have failed badly.
Failed utterly, one might
No
say.
shit.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're gonna play Spot the Red Flags as I read this summary.
Okay.
God.
So the first red flag is obviously the title, where he completely fucks up the opportunity to use Heroic Spirit as his story title.
Yeah.
Instead uses Heroes of Spirit.
Heroic Spirit is what I ended up with the bloody quirk name.
Izuku Midoriya is a hero fanboy. Even he can't deny that. However, he doesn't know of every hero that there's ever been. How can he when there are those who've never stepped foot on the same world he has? Not until, oh, you son of a cheeky bitch! You changed it!
Yes, I did.
Well, that's okay. We
I'll
have
play it
archived
again.
versions in other sections. But anyway, so yeah,
Oh,
Lupine
boy.
originally had it being like, but heroes weren't always sanctioned by the government, and they weren't always the good guys. In
right,
different
yeah,
places and different times, some of these people might not be heroes at all, and nobody knows them.
Ooh, alternate histories. What will happen? Will this happen? Will that happen? Will I continue to suck dicks? We'll never know.
Yes.
The author
You
just
will.
consistently fucking killing themselves over and over.
The author's in
With
this chat
words.
with us.
Yeah.
Hello.
I'm not talking specifically you. I'm just
Oh, you are.
talking about.
Oh, you absolutely are.
You are.
You're literally talking about him.
Hello.
Yeah.
I've just seen a lot of these stories where it's just like alternate history, and it's just fucking. It's so
Like
fucking.
I've
stupid.
said before, and I think I've even said it in an author's note or two, the story is literally just the first thing that pops in my head. I type it up, and that's it, really. So don't expect quality.
Look, you're not
We
Don't
Nasu.
weren't. We
worry.
weren't.
You're not Nasu. You can't get away with that yet.
Fuck.
You have to make an H game first.
Yes.
Yeah.
God, no.
Also, I have already drinking a lot.
Yes, good.
Welcome to the club.
Join the club
So
of
we-
everyone here not being sober except Max because he's a saint.
And Gray because he's Gray.
Yes.
I just have a headache.
I am blah blah blah.
About the same
blah,
thing,
blah,
honestly, not gonna lie.
Blah blah
I have a constant
blah.
headache. It's called Sneaky Devil.
Blah blah blah. Author's note. Blah blah blah. Izuku summons people from FGO. Oh wow, so it is Izuku summoning people from FGO. Which means the hero should be weak as shit.
What the hell happened there?
He went into mode. He does that occasionally. He just goes,
Yeah. Gonna be honest. half expected another chair fall there. New clip for the channel.
Where I keep booming as I go higher and higher and higher until I fall over.
Yeah, more or less. Would have been funny.
The available summon list is very limited and already decided and is completely populated by my waifus.
No, it's not. If it was my wife, it would be different people in there.
You only chose the damn welfare people.
Yeah.
I mean,
He
at
only
least it's
chose the free servants that have carried people
something?
through multiple events. Some of the most solid servants in the entire fucking game.
And pretty much his entire roster.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to
Well,
the
he,
welfare
he-
servants.
he
I've
can't
got-
spend
I've got,
money
like,
on
pets
courts
and
because he
that.
spends it all on beer.
I don't drink beer.
Yeah,
Did you throw any like
the
1
three
stars or
pitchers
2?
behind
Well,
you.
yeah, no. Did you throw any 1 or 2 stars in there?
Might end up with a
Yeah.
Bunyan in there. I don't know. Like I said, it's entirely random. Whatever the next servant is, as
I
long as
mean,
it's from the
But
list.
well, Bunyan is also a welfare, so yeah, I guess that would count.
Yeah,
wouldn't
so
it?
Bunyan might end up being one of them. I already know who the third one's going to be. That's already been decided.
What do you do to become a sheep? I don't know. Probably ask Scotland. How far would you go to not be an
don't ask the
outcast?
Welsh. Please don't ask the Welsh.
Oh
They're gonna
god!
fuck you up now.
Izuku
Oh, God.
Midoriya found tears falling from his eyes instead of his asshole as he sat in the hospital, though these weren't tears of pain. No, not at all. Perhaps disbelief and betrayal were closer to the mark, considering the reason he had ended up there to begin with. See, Izuku is a sheep.
Actually, I actually think I read I think I read a fanfiction once where he was literally a sheep.
I can sense the crawling in my skin.
Izuku lived in a world where approximately 80% of the world population possessed some form of superpower known as quirks. That 80%, however, varied by country and region, with China being the location of the first known quirk. It was no surprise that the Asiatic
Chinese.
countries had a far higher percentage of quirks compared to America.
Where's the
there are-
racism?
I don't know if any of this is canon or not, but sure.
I have no idea either. I was just spouting little random bits there.
Where there are large areas without quirks, like the Amish. I'm pretty sure
Why
that's
specifically-
racist.
I'm pretty sure.
I
Yeah.
kinda-
I'm pretty sure
Fuck
that's
Lupine.
like targeting someone for their religion there, dude.
It was more like a more insular community than anything else. It's just
Yeah,
first thing that
racism.
came to mind. If you want to call it racist, call it racist.
Look, I can understand not
I just
liking
did.
the Amish, but you can't just say that in story.
Too late.
Yeah,
You did.
it's already down there.
At
Been there, done
4
that.
years old, when Izuku failed to manifest a quirk, no one thought much of it. While 4 was a common age that most gained their quirk, there were a few born with them and others that were several years older when their finally made itself known. When literally every other kid. I'm glad that Lupine has turned into a teenage girl of the age 14.
What?
Literally.
Because you literally.
That goes right over my head right now.
It's a common American joke that all the teenage girls of around 14 to 15 say, I literally just literally did something literally.
Oh.
Shit.
The
I didn't know
only
it was a
one-
girl.
The only
Or
one I've
American.
ever heard of is the can't
Oh,
even.
you're talking about the basic white bitch.
Yes.
I mean, I'm white.
Yeah,
I'm
the
not
only
basic
part
bitch.
I've heard of that is like the
Not
can't
basic white
even.
bitch when they go to age 18 and continue to speak like that
Yes.
for some reason.
Just like how my sister used to say like like
Comment, and subscribe.
yeah, she would take quite a while to get through stories, because it'd be like
Be like,
so I woke up today and I was brushing my teeth, and like I had an idea, like it's like holy shit, girl, just think about what you're saying and then say it.
I don't think she did.
Yeah, I
She
don't think she
rarely
did.
ever does. Yeah, again, this is the girl that complained to me about capitalism as she was using her iPhone, talking about creating a rent control business to
Oh,
rip
God,
off college-going students.
Yep. Yeah. America.
The Amish are a cult. Changed my mind.
Very much, yeah.
Yeah, more or less.
Hmm.
I mean, it is quite literally the definition.
Hmm.
They are some of the nicest people you'll ever meet.
Yes.
Wouldn't
That
know.
does sound
Oh,
actually pretty
Sorry, let me
rare.
rephrase that. They're some of the most polite people. They're not always nice, but they never go out of their way to actually be mean.
Sure. I was more hang up on the fact that ever meet, because I don't think I will.
No,
Hmm.
most people in
Fair
Europe will
enough.
never meet Amish. It's actually part of their 200-year plan, where now they've lulled Europe into a false sense of security, making them believe that since the Amish will never touch technology, the Amish will never touch upon their shores ever again, and they will secretly ride their wooden battleships back to Europe and invade simultaneously across the entire coastline, once again reigniting the Amish-European terror wars.
Oh
What?
yes. Truly the darkest chapters of history, dude.
Yeah, so
It's
that's
so fun.
actually what the Dark Ages were. It was a period of time where all the governments got together and purged the history of the Amish European terror war. And
Yeah.
They do it every, like, 150 years, give
yeah,
or
something
take?
around that, yeah.
Just in case a record slips through.
Exactly.
Just in case.
Just in case. that actually sounds like a really interesting AU I would read now. An alternative
All right.
history.
Oh god. Please don't. Please don't.
Alright, Sneaky. Alternative history. Y2K was actually going to happen. It was a plot by the Amish.
It was a plot by the Amish.
But the United Nations and the United States have a secret task force just for dealing with the Amish.
Is this what Dusk's story is about?
What's the opening phrase for was it SSV Law and Order? Yeah, Law and Order. Oh shit, what's the opening phrase for Law and Order?
I don't fucking know. I've never actually watched an episode of that.
Then why would I know?
The opening line. Yeah, here we go. In the criminal justice system, sexually based offenses are considered especially heinous. In New York City, the dedicated detectives who investigate vicious felonies are members of an elite crack squad known as the Special Victims Unit, and these are their stories. Just change that to the Special Amish Unit or something like that.
Oh, God.
The SAU.
The SAU.
Yeah. Yeah, why not?
Okay. All right, Sneaky. Just to really make it give it a bit more kick. They only accept people who left the Amish lifestyle because when you turn 18, you are allowed into the outside world and you are given the choice. Like, you can come back or you can stay out there. It's completely your free will to make that choice.
Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah. So it's just made of completely of ex-Amish, and they're all they're a crack team of ex-Amish who have been gathered.
I can't go back in, sir.
Who they've been gathered across the country to take down the Amish terrorism force once and for all.
God damn.
Amish
We've
would
done
be
it.
the
We've
perfect
created the
assassin.
perfect shitpost.
Well, that's not quite
Yeah.
true. See, a number of them actually do have some sort of registration. And then there's the Mennonites branch of the Amish, which will just straight up
The
roll around in
Mennonite?
cars.
What? Oh.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, they
they
have
they
cars?
use limited technology, like they use cars for getting around. Some of them might
Mm.
have actual electric wiring in their housing
Isn't
for
the whole
lights.
Amish? Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't the whole Amish thing that they only use what they can make and maintain with their own hands?
Yeah, but
To be fair, you can make a car with your own hands and maintain it, as well as make a generator and maintain it with your own hands.
yeah,
It's
Yeah.
very simple mechanical things
Yeah.
that produce
the
electricity.
issue with that is that not everywhere supports horses.
Yeah.
Um,
So
Who could have thought?
yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah, as the area that they're on the outskirts on continues to modernize, it's kind of difficult to take your horses into town.
Yeah.
So
Not that
some
it
of
stops
them,
people around
Well,
this
Max,
place.
they just need to take the old town road.
God damn it! Fuck you. I was gonna make that joke. God damn it.
Too late, the joke has been stolen.
Yeah. Could have thought.
Posted
Sneaky
by
would
the
steal a joke.
Sneaky Gang.
Imagine eating your own jokes. This post made by the Sneaky Gang.
Exactly. Why make your own jokes
Yeah.
when you can just steal them from everyone else and then post them as your own?
It's not like 95% of the internet already don't do that.
When literally every other kid in Izuku's year at school had gained their quirk and he hadn't, he convinced his mother to take him to the doctor. Claimed he would never gain a quirk of his own because he had 2 joints in his toe. That had struck Izuku hard. And his mother too, as they had both broken down in shock.
that is still such a weird arbitrary measurement to
Yeah.
figure out
Yeah,
if
the
a kid
toe
doesn't have
joint. Yeah.
work or not.
Well,
Kind of
And
fucking
the only
like.
thing I can think of is the idea that like this is a study from super long ago where it's like, yeah, humans will probably evolve to just drop the pinky toe
so, like,
entirely eventually.
I mean, to be fair, the doctor that diagnosed him was doing some stuff on the side that am I allowed to say spoilers here?
Yeah, I think I know you're
Yeah,
on
who-
about. Yeah.
Yeah,
cares?
where
Who
he was
cares?
literally working for All Might.
Oh
All for
no,
One.
He was working for All for One.
All
Why did
for
I say
One.
All Might? God damn
I
it.
don't know. You and Sneaky constantly get All for One and One for All confused for some reason.
To be honest, I do the same.
What's
One
the
is
difference?
motherfucking blind, you idiots.
It's not that I just keep saying one and meaning the other. But yeah,
Well,
I mean,
at
even in
least
My
you aren't
Hero
as bad
Academia,
as
they
that one
talk
guy.
about in My Hero Academia they talk about the quirk factor and this, that, and the other. So wouldn't this control center be coming from the brain that they control?
Well, no. So actually, there is actual medical relevancy to why they would be looking for a double-jointed big toe. So this actually came from a study of foxes. So there is a sanctioned breeding sanctuary for foxes to become household pets, and it specifically breeds foxes that are more friendly to humans because wild foxes are wild.
Oh,
yeah,
And
They're also thieving dicks.
so
I hate foxes.
over
They
the
just
generations
rip
of them
the
breeding
tail.
foxes to be more friendly to humans, they actually noticed an interesting phenomenon where the more friendly to humans that these foxes became, the more dog-like their features became. And so it's a phenomenon just in like how the X chromosome decides male pattern baldness, even though that's from the mother. It's because Mother Nature isn't organized. It's sometimes genes that do one thing also interact with another gene that ends up making it do another thing. So someone with a quirk might not have the gene that makes them have a double-jointed big toe, and those two happen to be connected somehow.
It's in the pinky toe. I've said this multiple times.
What? It doesn't fucking matter. It's a toe.
toe is a toe. Exactly. The fuck cares?
But so there might be some connection between the two in terms of either a gene interaction or that exact gene that decides whether you have a quirk or not is only prevalent in people who have the non-double submissive gene of the big toe of the pinky toe being double jointed. Because genes are
Actually,
weird.
Yep.
There's
Well,
submissive
that's actually-
dominance and
Isn't the
Yeah.
overriding theory in My Hero Academia that quirks came from like mice or rats or something?
I don't fucking know. I
Yeah.
do. I absolutely utterly despise My Hero Academia's quirk
Mm.
system, and how
It's
they gain
stupid, yeah.
powers, how the powers work, how it's genetic and shit like that. It is the dumbest shit ever, and I only say that because of the two heroes that exist. Like, if these two people, sorry, not two heroes, but these two characters, if these two characters didn't exist, I could be like, you know what? All right, fine. Eraserhead and One for All. Sorry, All for One. No, One for All sort of
We
too,
really do just mix them up constantly.
Yeah.
Who the fuck cares?
By the way, I decided to look a bit into it because I mentioned there was like an old scientific study where like eventually the pinky toe will just not exist on the human body.
right?
Apparently the pinky toe has 3 joints like every other toe aside from the big toe, which means that the people that are double jointed on their pinky toes are literally halfway stuck in their evolution.
Cool.
They're literally
Yep.
one joint. It's kind of fucked
Yeah,
up
I'm
when you think
halfway
about it.
stuck.
It's
Anyway,
like when you
so
press the B button.
I'm
in
sorry, Gray.
Pokemon.
You'll never have a quirk.
You
It's too
think I
flexible,
give
you'll
a
never
damn,
have
you
shit.
motherfucker?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's what keeps you up every night. Who knows?
No, I'm pretty sure
Poor
that's
Gray.
the insomnia.
Yeah, probably. Maybe insomnia is
Something
the
like that.
quirk.
What's keeping me up tonight is this stream because it's now about 1:30 in the morning.
Good.
Add an hour
Uh,
for me, dude. I don't care. Who cares?
But it's just like
Fucking weekend.
I hate
People
Eraserhead.
who
I
have to
hate
be
All
up
for
in
One.
about 4.5 hours care. How about that? People
I
who have
hate
to be awake
Eraserhead and
for
All
4.5
for One
hours.
specifically because Eraserhead turns off your DNA somehow.
Yeah.
Like it's just like
Yes.
what?
Fucking hit the DNA switch, dude.
Oh
Hit
yeah.
the DNA switch. Who
Yeah,
cares?
that's like, oh yeah, my power is when I stare at bees really hard, they can't inject poison anymore. It's like, wait, what?
Interesting tactic, but okay.
Weird flex, but okay.
And then All for One is like, oh yeah, I can take people's quirks from them, and I'm just sitting there like,
But
you
yeah, that's
can take their DNA from them, but in doing so takes all of their DNA from them?
I don't know. Yeah,
Sounds
'cause
like communism, but okay.
that's the thing. Eraserhead's quirk doesn't work on mutants. I think, if I remember right.
It doesn't. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
It does
it-
not
it-
work
All
on
for-
mutants, but that doesn't matter though.
But all,
Because
but all for One's does.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But-
It's just like.
Well, you can have different concepts as to why one works and one doesn't. But the source of the problem is Eraserhead staring at you shouldn't mean you can't spit acid anymore. Like that's a biological like organ in your body that lets
Yeah.
you spit acid or shoot electricity. Like those are canonically biological organs in your body that let you do these things. Except Eraserhead staring at you somehow turns those organs off.
this
And
one's
just
don't make
those
sense, like,
organs?
bloody like
I hate when people turn on
Momo.
my orange off, dude.
Yeah, Momo when she's doing the bloody test at the start of the school year, she literally pulls like a moped out of herself, like a cannon and all sorts. Where
the
is this
fuck?
mass coming from?
Yeah, see,
Her vagina.
that's the other thing that makes no
It
sense
says
as well.
she turns her lipids into materials.
Yeah,
But like, how much energy or matter would she have to keep in her body to produce all of this?
an obscene amount because lipids are hydrocarbons, and hydrocarbon is, while energy efficient for an organic material, in terms of relative mass, carbon and hydrogen are very low on that scale.
Yeah, exactly.
And trying to reproduce, fucking solid sheets of steel or a working motor or shit
Yeah.
like that, that's a lot of steel. That's a lot of carbon. That's a lot of iron, and those are
So that makes me
heavy.
think: how much does Momo weigh?
Don't
Fucking
ask her about
fat
it.
I
ass
think we
bitch.
know it's like 100 kg, which is around.
Exactly. And then how much
Fat
does
ass.
the moped or something weigh? Oh, where
Yeah.
the fuck does that come from?
Yeah, it's completely nonsense.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
It's called being fat.
Well, so again, that's what I could understand. If Momo as a character was like excessively fat, and
Like
they
fat fat.
and they
yeah.
went like the route of the Akamichi clan from Naruto, where they're super
Yeah.
fat, but when the time comes, they ascend into butterflies. That was the
Well, I would think-
stupidest
yeah.
fucking shit ever.
Yeah.
But no, but I actually really liked that idea of like they stored all this excess energy as fat in their bodies, and then when the time came, they could use this one medicine to make their body burn the fat super quick to fucking super regenerate their chakra just when they needed it. And if they applied the same concept to Momo, I could have forgiven it. Like, she constantly wears, like, stretchy clothes because she's getting really fat, and then when she goes out fighting, you know, she's making objects and gets thin.
No, but she has to look like a very stacked teenager
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Big titty.
Basically, yeah.
Extra thick.
How dare you make me remember the butterfly Akamichis? And look, man, if I
Yeah.
have to remember this shit, so do you. But yeah, no,
I don't.
I have so many problems with My Hero Academia. I like the story. They tell a good story. But if you even take a second to think about how any of this shit works, you're just like, wow,
That
this
is-
road has more holes in it than a Boston street.
Are Boston streets bad?
Yes.
Yes.
Boston streets are more patchwork hole fillings than they are road.
Boston streets are more of a suggestion rather than a actual
Okay.
road.
More like drive here, I guess.
Just go wherever the fuck you want, dude.
Okay.
Who's gonna
Organically
stop you,
grown
the government?
Mm.
Government doesn't give a shit. You kidding me?
Government gets lost on their way to arrest you for doing something illegal.
Good times.
I wish that was a joke, but it's not.
Fucking Boston,
Of course
man.
not.
Organically grown cities. It's
mean,
like the
See
New
that those
Jersey road
Europeans,
system.
dude.
I will
European
say
roads
it.
are just like,
No, European roads just twist all over the place. They don't
Yeah,
go to
it's the
straight
same
line.
thing for the original 13 colonies, especially places like New Jersey, where
Yeah.
shit ton of the roads in New Jersey are just. It was really easy for merchants to get from this one town to this other town by just taking this wilderness path, and then over time they took it so much it just became a road, and
yeah,
so then
more
we
or
just
less,
paved
more
it.
or less.
And there's so many pointless roads that are just like, why is there a road here? It literally goes nowhere and does nothing, and it's actually a longer route than this other road. But that's because, you know, like 100 years ago there was a caravan stop station over here, and so people took this road and then we paved it.
Yep, that's Europe essentially.
Mm.
In terms of roads.
Yeah,
Just like,
yeah.
I'll
there,
still
who
forever
cares?
remember the day that the front page of our local newspaper celebrated that the one road going through our town was finally being paved in 2010.
Mhm.
That sounds about right.
and then they noticed an extreme uptick in vehicular deaths because people were like, this road is very, very straight and goes
Yeah,
on for a very far distance. Let's
Oh,
go
God,
street
yeah.
racing.
Yeah. Yeah, Neil,
Yeah.
do you know I've mentioned before we've got a small hold and we've got chickens and stuff. There's a place near there that my nana dubbed Car Crash Corner because it's like literally you can go 60 miles down an hour on like these single file country lane things, and people try and race each other down them. And there's like a double blind bend, and they're like, "What the fuck are you doing going over the speed limit down there?" and then going straight into a fucking wall.
Yeah.
Crashing, I imagine.
They do it
Oh,
all the
yes.
fucking time.
Ah, yes, drag racing.
Mm.
Yeah.
Deja vu.
Indian.
Deja
Export has
vu.
arrived.
Yes, it is time for a sneaky story.
no.
Speaking of drag
boy.
racing. So, New
I'm
Jersey's
sorry, what?
fond New Jersey's fond of circles.
Okay.
Lulu immediately knows what the fuck a circle is and the horror that inflicts upon you when trying to drive through it.
Yes,
Yep.
yes, I do.
New Jersey loves circles. There's so many fucking circles. In fact, we even have circles for our highways.
Oh god.
You have
Oh,
circles
God,
for
no.
racing tracks. Like
That sounds like a
literally,
good idea.
NASCAR
want-
just turn left.
Yeah, I once had a school trip to Wales before, and there was like a roundabout in a roundabout in a roundabout.
Yeah.
Well, that's
That attached
Wales.
to a
Nothing makes
roundabout.
sense in Wales.
It was like fuck.
Yeah.
It's named after a fucking.
So
bird.
I'm driving my 96 Tacoma down one of the main highways in New Jersey, and I fell asleep because I have a travel triggered narcolepsy, where
Nice.
if I am in a vehicle for
damage.
too long, I'll just fall asleep.
Are you
He's a
me?
narc.
Huh?
But then you own a
And
Tacoma. It's not
that's
like
like
it matters.
supposedly an actual common thing.
Yeah, it runs in my family on the guy's side of my family.
Nobody runs their family. Sorry, I had to say that.
No, a lot of people in
Yeah.
my family run.
Legal opinion.
But
For legal
Yours is
reasons,
Tacoma.
that's a joke.
You want to know what else runs in Sneaky's family? Masochism.
that is true.
So I'm driving down the
Retardation.
highway, and I fall asleep, and I wake up because I've driven down this highway because again, my town is so small. We have one road that leads onto this highway, and then this highway takes you everywhere you need to go to get groceries, to go anywhere, to do anything. You need to go from our road onto the highway. So
Yeah, but
I
how
take
they
this
find you
highway constantly, and my brain like subconsciously has memorized like how far I guess it is till the circle. And so I wake up like 15 seconds before I hit the circle, going 30 miles per hour over the speed limit. And I look up, and right in the center of the circle is a cop looking right at me.
Oh,
I'm like, oh, I am still going straight. I have not even prepared the turn. I have hit the circle. So I fucking take the steering wheel and just turn it all the way and proceed
Hello,
to
officer.
drift my way through the whole circle and then just
Hello, officer. You come
and
here
go
often.
back the way I came from. And as I
Hello.
reach that point and start driving forward, I look over my shoulder to the officer, and he's just fucking clapping at me.
Hello, officer. Nothing to see here.
Because I
going at
just
the speed of-
drifted.
Sneaky.
A 96 Tacoma through the circle
See,
sideways.
it doesn't. See, it doesn't even matter if you'd crash. You have a Tacoma.
I know, but I drifted this 96 Tacoma with 250,000 miles on it
Deja vu.
through a
that
That just
circle,
reminded me of the one-
going
Deja
30
vu going
miles
like a
an
fucking
hour
southern
over the
country
speed
accent.
limit.
I still remember that one
Deja
story I
vu.
saw where
And
the
the
police
cop
were
is
just like,
just, I'm not even mad. I am impressed. You get this one for free.
it's like, I remember seeing a fucking story somewhere just like, we're not going to pull you over. You're screaming and your drift made my partner just burst out laughing. He hasn't stopped laughing. You can go.
Yeah, basically. That's sort of the low-key rule when it
Yeah.
comes to New Jersey. If you can entertain the cops, they'll let you
Yeah.
go.
I think that's the rule everywhere, honestly,
Yeah,
except for
pretty
in the
much.
UK.
more or less.
Yeah, I've heard a few stories.
My
I mean, in the UK, the cop just can't catch you. I mean, fucking walks the Lastros. Give me a break.
Why did I just hear deja
my
vu? Who's
my
playing
boss
deja vu?
one time got pulled over for being on his phone, and the cop pulls up to him and he's like, "Sir, did you know you were on your phone?" He's like, "Yeah, I was looking up the lyrics to the Bruce Springsteen song on the radio." And the cop's like, "I didn't expect him to just admit it." And my boss goes, "Hey, do you want to hear a song?" And he takes out his fucking harmonica and plays Bruce Springsteen, the song he was looking up, fucking pitch perfect for the harmonica. And the cop's just like, "You know what, sir? You're fine to go." And just walks back to his car.
Sir, are you driving under the influence? Nah, just the harmonica, boss.
I'm driving under the influence of song.
I'm driving under the influence of Bruce Springsteen's Summer Youth.
God damn it.
But yeah, New Jersey's
I
fun.
got my first real fix. So that's another guy.
New Jersey's fun, but that's not what we're supposed to be talking about here. We're supposed to be talking about Izuku and his quirk, and how Lupine is just fucking sticking his dick into canon and fucking it vigorously.
Yo, yeah, I was wondering, how are you guys friends again? I thought you two just wanted to fuck each other at this point.
What?
What?
I'm not
Yeah,
touching that with a 10-foot pole.
No.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. So blah blah blah.
We've
blah,
already
blah,
gone too
blah.
far into
Canon,
Sneaky's
canon,
personal
canon,
life in this
canon,
stream.
canon.
Oh my Vamo.
Canon, blah 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 blah, canon, blah 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 blah, canon. Here we go.
More cannons than a
At
Tchaikovsky.
6 years old, Izuku believed his fortunes to have changed, as something rather strange had happened. His
Is Harry
penor
Potter
got
in this one?
hard.
Sneaky,
This
please
makes-
actually read the story instead of just shitposting.
Upon the back of his hand, 3 markings of an unknown design. Really, Lupine? 3?
Yep.
Couldn't even fucking spell it?
Yep.
Well,
I have
treaty?
no idea why, but in this fic I've actually been using numerals rather than words, and I have absolutely no idea why. But I've been doing it
You
all the way so far, so it's going to keep happening.
fucking
God.
cunt.
Should only be used numbers above 13.
Oh, yeah,
Including
that's
13.
the part.
Like
Yeah,
a
13
flower split into 3 sections, radiating out of the center
actually
of the
3
dorsal
sections.
side
Okay.
of his left hand.
Fucking. Yeah, 3 with the number and 3 with the fucking letters. I'm gonna
Yep, that's it.
be
I'm
mad.
changing all those to actual words now.
Yes. See, Sneaky,
I
this is how
mean,
you pick
that's just
social
kind of a
change.
general
Bully the
rule
fucker.
when you're writing out numbers.
What was that, Max?
Mike's
I
not
didn't say
saying
anything.
Oh, I
think that was
thought you were
noted.
gonna say something and we shouted over you.
No.
I was just telling you how to do social change by bullying people.
Oh, I mean that's the entire purpose of this podcast is just to bully people into
Oh,
being
yeah.
better.
I thought it was to read
I remember
garbage.
when it went from let's show people bad fan fiction and try to teach them how to improve to who's on the chopping block today
Uh,
for sneaky
Well, I mean,
drunk and amusement.
it's sort of like the libertarian political drift, where originally you start out with good intentions, where you just want people to have freedoms, and then over time you slowly realize that people are too stupid to want freedoms, so you have to force the freedom upon them.
Yeah. More or less.
I see.
I'm not gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole.
You're not. No.
When he
Sometimes
had
you'd be like-
shown it to his mother, she rushed him to the hospital. Mom, look! I got a weird marking on my hand!
Ma, look, no hands.
Hey, Ma, look, my buddy Keith and I got markings on our hands.
Ma,
Wow.
my pee got big.
Wow, that was probably the worst southern accent I've ever had the misfortune of hearing.
I'm
Lastly, the
glad that it
chicken
was the
fried.
worst you ever heard. I really tried to make it as horrible as possible.
Right there, chapter 1's been replaced with actual words rather than numbers.
Can we get a clip on that one? Is that's
least he's
great.
thinking
Ah,
notes.
yes, I have now replaced chapter 1 with actual words.
Ah, yes.
The system
Opposed
works.
to what?
The system
Fucking-
works.
Oh,
It
boy.
just works.
This podcast is like
Phrasing.
a Bethesda game.
Phrasing
So,
is a beautiful.
Lupine, you like Todd Howard?
Do I like who? What?
Shame he's
Sorry,
on
what
the
did you
story
say?
then. I said,
Todd
do you like
Howard.
Todd Howard?
I have no idea who that is off the top of my head. Is that the Elder Scrolls guy?
Yes.
That is it.
I have no opinion on him because I don't really play Elder Scrolls.
Shame he's on the story.
Todd Howard gave Izuku his powers.
Otherwise, your story would just work.
Yeah, it would just work.
No, even then it wouldn't work.
Not because she believed he had developed a quirk. No,
Beef.
but rather she thought her son had fallen so far to self-harm and delude himself into believing that his quirkless state no longer existed. Okay, you know what? Fair enough.
Fuck.
Izuku didn't realize this at first, thinking he was going to be checked out for whatever his quirk actually was. It wasn't until the doctor started gently questioning him about when the marks had appeared and what he'd been doing at the time did he comprehend what was going on. Understandably, having consulted his medical record, the doctor was skeptical of Izuku's belief that he had spontaneously developed a quirk. But examining,
He spontaneously combusted, and I was like, yeah.
but examining the
Well,
Well, who
markings,
knows with quirks?
I mean, that might be a quirk, you know, spontaneous combustion.
Yeah, but
Muslim
you,
quirk.
but you're
That's
immune to it.
basically human
Oh man,
torch.
I sure am glad I've finally finished this paper I spent all night working on.
Oh man, I sure love Allah. Boom.
Prematurely
Oh.
sets off the bombs.
This fucking dude.
I mean, you know,
course
I
you did.
really feel, I really put my heart's out there for all those Muslims that have to work from home and have unfortunately killed their families in the process.
His heart goes out to all these truckers. Man, you're some sad motherfuckers.
Rest in peace, the podcast he was taking down.
How to kill a podcast in just a few words.
Yeah, basically.
That was pretty dumb done, if I say so myself.
Yes.
I mean, if we just make the background music just Cruel Runes swearing in Indian, I think we can get away with it.
Yeah, we
Sure.
probably could actually.
Why not?
Right,
Yes.
chapter 2, edited.
have you filled it with actual words this time instead of?
Numbers, numerals, yeah.
Real numbers.
Actual
okay.
numbers are just fucking hallucinations.
Zuku, blah, blah, blah.
Actual
And
numbers are the
examining the markings revealed that they were not cut into his hand. Wow, it took you a fucking doctor's degree to realize that his markings were not carved into his hand?
My hands are
Wow.
hands. I
The
see.
fucking level of doctorate going on around here. Yeah, let me take a look at those markings. So did you cut these into your hand yourself? No.
I don't know, Dad. You tell
My
me.
God! Upon full closer observation, these markings are in fact not carved into his hand, and I can tell that by the fact of the lack of copious bleeding.
How
Yes,
dare
these
you.
hands are made of hands.
I am sure glad I got my doctorate's degree. Otherwise, I would have never been able to make this observation.
Right, chapter 3.
Just write in French, le
Nice.
problématique.
Blah 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 blah, and they weren't checked. It seemed that Izuku now had a patch of skin that was a natural, vivid, eye-catching red.
It's called a foreskin. You don't have to make it sound so dramatic.
I mean, depends on how much Jewish blood he has.
Believing that the
Yeah,
original
my
doctor
first
who had
name was
declared him
Jewish.
quirkless had made some sort of error, Izuku was checked over again. However, the results remained the same. He still had a toe joint.
Damn.
Ah, yes, I too love Tojo.
Maybe the
Tojo.
doctor made a mistake in diagnosing him with toe joints. Let's check the medical records. Oh yes, he still has toe joints.
Jojo.
Oh
Your
yeah.
toe looks like it has a joint.
Ah yes, those
Yes,
toe
this
joints are
joint
made
is
out of toe joint.
joints.
Yes,
This
this bone
toe
is
sure
made
looks
of
like a toe.
bone.
A blood test revealed a complete lack of genetic markers, and a brain scan didn't reveal any development that would suggest a quirk existed, even when
Brain
police-
scan fucking development. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, no. He's
when
no
a
brain.
police investigator was asked to come in, his quirk allowed him to match the residue against the person and verify whether their quirk was used as a location. Found him to be completely blank. At that point, doubt set in again. The mark was believed to be the result of a prank or something of similar nature, perhaps a child, a cruel teenager, or a particularly unpleasant adult had seen fit to mark him with some sort of tattoo quirk. Or, yes, the tattoo quirk. My hands are made of tattoo guns.
Of tattoo.
In my
hands
view,
are
part
I think
A.
it's probably a guy with tattoo guns.
Yeah, I
fucking-
can't wait for the upcoming movie, Samuel Tattoo Hands.
Hmm.
Samuel Jackson, because he can't jack off. Sorry.
Blah, 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 blah. As was sometimes used in the fashion and beauty industry, to play with the young boy's mind and feeling. Having his hopes
Wow.
and dreams crushed for a second time proved, if anything, even more devastating to Izuku. He began to withdraw even from his playmate, Katsuki Bakuyago.
You can say it right, you know that.
He can't, he just doesn't care.
No, say the word. It begins with A and ends with A.
Yeah, Katsuki.
Yeah.
I said that.
No, you didn't.
No, you
Yeah, I said Katsuki Bakugo.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You okay there, Sneaky?
No,
I think his world is breaking open.
I'm just gonna drink more. You know what? I'm not gonna argue this. I'm just gonna.
That
Don't
is
know,
a good
you
Even
one.
know-
though I said I was gonna be sober to write chapter 2 of that Ruby Skyrim
Oh,
thing.
no, you can't be sober for that. We've already discussed this.
Oh. By the way, that fucking writing session of ours absolutely just pounded me in the ass because I fell asleep at 8:30 and woke up at 10:30.
Bro, I
And
woke up at 5 a.m. today. I have no idea what the fuck's going on.
and I was just like,
Writing
oh
makes me elephant.
shit. So I couldn't go back to sleep.
That happens. Dude. That happens.
Sometimes it do be like that.
But blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Izuku packed bags, blah 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 blah, fit abusive, blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Leaving school gate, blah 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 blah. Crime rate, blah 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 blah.
Crime rate?
Blah blah blah
It
blah.
sounds like he's singing like a fucking modern rap song. School gates.
Lil Sneaky, the rapper.
No, that's just the dubstep. It's like school gates,
Well,
crime
well,
rates. Sometimes Izuku masturbates. Something like that.
You should be a rapper, dude.
God damn it.
Thanks, I do hate myself.
Yeah,
Yes, indeed.
same.
Oh
same.
God. Okay.
And how was that not addiction?
Oh God. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for fucking direct messaging me. Good morning. I'm gonna have to call you sexist now because Vice took 47 drugs and told me how good mornings are transphobic.
I'm sorry, you what now?
Yeah, only straight people have good mornings, don't you know?
It's really straight. It's straight patriarchy to enforce good mornings upon people.
Patriarcho.
Blah 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 blah. Crime rate Izuku, despite being 6%. Blah blah blah.
Part of the
blah.
6.
I'm pretty sure he hasn't added that, but I do believe it.
I think Lupine should add that in at some point. See what happens.
What's that?
Yeah.
Despite being 6%,
6%.
But Lupin lives in the UK. He'll be lynched.
he probably would.
6% what?
That would make my
Of
day.
the population, of course.
Crime rates.
Oh god.
You know, only 6% of people in the population actually commit crimes. Everybody else is normal people.
You know, when
Yeah,
it's 6% of a workforce doing 50% of the work, everyone wants to jump up and clap their hands for them. But when it's 6%
Oh,
of
that
the
bloody
population
Thursday
doing
fucking thing.
50% of the murders, everyone suddenly wants to ignore it.
Hell yeah.
And
Some
if,
You know what
people
this
be
is?
if my earlier comments weren't enough to make sure this stream does not see the light of day, I've definitely sunk that ship thoroughly.
Sneaky, we've never had a mod around. Literally, they don't even think you exist. Don't worry about it.
Power
Yeah.
through obscurity, though I would like at least 100 people showing up. At least 100 viewers. I'll settle for that.
How
much.
many have you got right now? 11?
11.
You actually
More
are
than I
people
ever had.
watching us.
11 whole people just come to watch you.
Yeah, 11 whole people. Does that include the people in the stream?
Usually.
That's the point.
It's
It's-
good deal.
That's most of us. And then there's C8. And I don't think Isley's around today.
I
Yeah.
don't know. Isley, Nexus, literally no one else cares.
7. Yeah, there's 7
That
of us in the call, so that means there's 4 people in the chat that aren't in the call.
Yes.
Yeah, more or less, more or less.
Oh,
Well,
Cardboard is there.
Lupin Star Party Network.
Cardboard's here. Yes. Hi,
Yeah.
Cardboard. I appreciate you showing up.
Are you sure about that?
Most of the time, I don't even show up, so at least there's someone there that cares.
Oh, I know. I am massively aware of such.
Sneaky is
I
very
show up
aware.
when I can wake up or don't sleep at night.
Also aware of that one.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I work a job that's got me fucked up, so you know.
Yeah.
I'd be sometimes.
Been there, done that.
Yeah,
Blah
aren't you
blah.
exactly doing
Currently doing that. That's what he's
Yeah,
doing.
that's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna say I used to work a 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. job.
Oh no, my timings are perfect. It's just
Yeah, I've
because
done.
of managerial position. It's
I've
you
done
know,
12 to
right,
12
right.
before, and they're not fun.
The second you named the Peruvian, apparently Twitch crashed for him.
Lupin, you work at Greg's.
No,
He works
I
at
used to work in
Tesco.
care.
He serves brown sauce.
I don't really like
Yeah.
brown sauce.
Jeez. Okay, listen, I lived there and I don't fucking know what the fuck brown sauce is made of.
Brown sauce is made of shit.
No, see, the only way I can describe brown sauce to anybody who hasn't lived in the UK is
made of.
Congealed
I mean,
shit.
we have brown sauce here.
Brown sauce includes a variety of combination of tomatoes, molasses, dates, apples, tamarind, spices,
That's a
vinegar, and
fucking lie,
sometimes
isn't it?
raisins.
yeah, but then how does it just taste brown?
How does
brown
it taste
color.
like a color?
I sure
Taste
did
the
the colors.
color.
That is a great idea for Ruby food that makes weird shit happen.
It's just brown.
Why does this food taste like the color red?
Yes.
Yes. When I'm playing gotcha games early in the morning, my life has come to hell.
What are you doing playing gotcha
Well-
games at 4
Well,
in the
Most
he,
of the
he's,
club, man.
he's playing gotcha games
six
until
one.
he's get tapped for a raid that he has to roleplay through.
I don't actually have a rate to them.
Oh, really?
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
good news.
Impressive.
That means we can continue
God.
writing our shit post.
Yeah,
Right,
that's the
that
plan.
was here.
Oh wow, there's
At
a lot
long
of
last.
people in here now.
In time for the end
Yeah.
of the
Ah, yes, I see. Twitch has, in fact, noticed that I noticed my viewer count has now adjusted it to 0.
Oh no, we're back to it. It
Still
did went to
listening.
0 seconds.
Interesting.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, Twitch. Yes, I appreciate Twitch.
Thank you, Twitch.
leaving
Very cool.
But yeah, so Lupine. Let's finish up Lupine's story here. So people were talking, and
It's
heroes
shit,
existed.
basically.
And I mean, to be fair, I mean, at least Lupine managed to figure out what grammar was and what
At least it
dialogue.
isn't Fate Scandal.
Yes, at least it's not that.
Yeah,
I
it's
still-
not
I still
Fate
don't get how that is so
Scamble.
popular. Have you any idea how many people PM me, add reviews, whatever, asking
Oh
if
my
Fate
God.
Scandal round 3 already? I'm like, fuck
Yes,
off,
yes,
it's not
I-
happening.
Listen, fam. I
You're
know that
talking
feeling.
to Cruel Rune,
You know this-
one of the biggest authors in the Naruto crossover fandom.
My God.
accursed he is for that.
Listen,
Both of you are
no.
just doomed.
It is a
honestly.
curse
Lupine.
he must.
Uh,
It is a curse
also-
he must,
Cruel,
Rise, if you will, for this is our curse.
Cruel. I don't know if you've noticed, but we've already received the cursed review. This
Oh,
story is
God.
very interesting. I'm excited to see
Oh,
where it
no.
goes.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh no.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
have
you're
received
fucked.
the cursed review.
Uh-oh, wait. Oh, okay, Sneaky, wait, hold on. You and Cruel need to make bets right now. How many chapters do you think it will take before you get accused of cucking again?
None.
4.
Allow me to accuse you of cucking.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Now
fucking cuck.
that's screwing the results.
And thus the prophecy is fulfilled.
Exactly.
Is it fulfilled?
Sometimes be the change you want to be, is what I like to say.
Be the
Be the
change you want to be. Yes, indeed.
course,
so
of
Izuku's
course.
cheeks blushed, blah blah blah, free bench.
What the hell did I come into?
Pencils, blah blah
hentai.
blah, blah
Jesus
blah
Christ,
blah
again.
blah. He's writing
Yeah.
in a book. Blah blah
How's
blah,
Sneaky?
writing in a book. Blah blah blah, writing in a book. Blah blah blah, writing in a book. Blah blah blah, writing in a book. Blah
I
blah
don't
blah,
remember
writing in a
that
book.
much in a book.
Dude, you literally have. Okay, let's see.
We can't control
Okay.
F because of fanfiction, but
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. That's 10 paragraphs you have him writing in a book or mention writing in a book.
God. Fair enough then.
That's all writing.
That's a
Yeah.
lot of writing, boy.
Well, it's not so much he's writing in the book, it's like Izuku's like thinking about the various information about like combat heroes
Yeah.
versus support heroes and stuff like that. And then he was also like, oh yeah, I'm writing this in a book.
Fair enough. I didn't realize it was quite that bad.
Making a
Swinging
fuss.
Lupin, that's what I thought of my stories before.
I would say, Lupin, if it helps you feel any better, Sneaky has a way of distilling everything down to its worst possible iteration. I
pretty
know
much,
this because I've been friends with him for several years.
Yeah.
It's in
Yes, he
its
does
most
have that.
pure form then.
He definitely has
have.
that ability. He'll take any part of anything, and then that'll just become the whole thing.
Yeah.
Sneaky's like a shit refinery,
Not
honestly.
even destroyed.
A shit refinery. Thank you. I appreciate
Well, he
it.
does play a lot of Factorio, so.
Yeah.
So does
that is
Arn.
true.
True.
Arn plays
Yeah,
more
true.
Factorio than me.
Thanks, man.
Really, he plays more of your own personal autism simulator. than
He
you.
play no.
Does it
dude,
really surprise you that Arn plays more of the autism simulator?
Arn has beaten Bob's Angels and Pyros. Okay, I don't want to hear shit from you about me and Factorio.
Yeah, fucking. I'm
That
not gonna
was
commit
hell.
suicide, honestly. We didn't even beat it, honestly. We got 80 hours in and we just fucked it.
He made a flow chart to
Yeah, I
figure
did.
out what he needed for tier 3 science. Okay, he made a
Let's
fucking
see,
like
that
flow
was-
chart.
something.
that could be.
Yeah, that
Okay,
was
but
genuinely-
Sneaky, now all I can think of... Do you remember the person who had the flowchart guide for getting the secret ending encoder?
Oh yeah, yeah.
The like 80-page flowchart
Oh my!
document.
And it's even worse because it was the 114-page game at facts 100% guide.
Yes. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah,
That's
great
What the
show.
fuck is
And-
that?
Look at that fucking thing.
Oh god.
I thought I made convoluted diagram. That shit fucking beggars belief.
The worst part about Coder 1 was that you had no indication sometimes that bringing a certain person onto the mission was what you needed to do to get the 100%. Like you
And
you
then
had
you just
to
were like, well, shit.
you had to
I
go
guess
to
I'm
a
out of the-
specific planet in a specific order because you were given multiple planets to go to in multiple orders, but you had to go to them in a specific order and then bring specific people with you for a specific length of time and then go back to the ship and then bring different people with you for a different length of time and then go to another planet and do that for a specific length of time with specific people and then choose specific dialogue options on each of those specific special events that pop up. And then it's just,
Well, no, and then you also had to make sure you completed the companion, the pseudo loyalty quest. You had to make sure you completed them in certain orders, and you had to make sure that you got the T3 stuff at certain points after doing certain quests.
yeah.
And you had to make sure that Bastila wanted your dick at a certain point.
Oh my god.
Interesting.
And then you do all of that, and you get some throwaway lines of dialogue that went on to become the entire basis for Swoder.
Yep.
Interesting.
Where it's basically Malik going, do you remember now, Revan? Do you remember why we turned to the dark side? What we had to prepare the Republic for? It's still out there. And then that became a whole subplot in Coder 2, and they finally paid it off with a whole MMO where they ruined Revan.
Yep.
Very cool.
It just took them how many years?
Kinda, but okay.
A lot.
Yes, they took amounts of years.
It took big year.
And then it lasted for all of like 2 years before they shat on it.
Oh god, it fucking collapsed. I spent so much money on that game.
Why?
Because I was a teenager with an obsession complex.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's how it works.
Okay, that's fair.
That's the entire business model. Fucking retards.
Like, listen,
I mean, that's true. They
I
do
was a
have
teenager and they were giving me the thing I'd wanted for years, which was more story. And I didn't have to put up with Bastila's whiny voice or Karth as a companion.
And
It was
I didn't
amazing.
have taxes, I didn't have rent, and I had a lot of money,
Wait,
and I was
Atin
like,
was
I want to
13?
buy shit. Hmm?
I'm sorry, what?
You were young?
Yes.
Atin
Wow.
was in fact young at some point, as hard as this is to believe. But he
Jesus
does in
Christ.
fact age.
I know it seems like I just popped out as a cynical 25-year-old.
Yeah.
And I
kinda,
know he
not gonna lie.
sounds like a prepubescent 16-year-old.
Exactly. Like that's what I forgot. Like I forgot he's my age.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Birdie is finally here. 6 minutes after the stream was supposed to end.
Wow, Birdie's finally here after the podcast is supposed to end. Truly, Birdie, you have impeccable timing.
Should we just turn things off now and go to bed?
Oh no, I still have to mock you further.
Okay then.
That's pretty
Yeah,
much.
right.
That's pretty much what you paid
Party's
for.
everyone.
Only a third of the way there.
So, then
Whoa, we're
Lupine
barely
proceeds
there.
to describe how the villain wraps his large, meaty
Tentacles.
hands around
Oh.
Izuku's throat.
Large
and
meaty
Izuku
claws.
gasps
Mini
and
cock.
bucks for air.
Yes.
This is
Big
starting to
cock.
sound slightly sexual.
Big.
Oh, he's
That's
very
fine.
good at making anything you write sound sexual.
Not
It's
the good
actually kind of impressive skill, honestly.
Hmm.
And
See, it all stems from one night when he was promised Reaper sex and was blue-balled.
indeed,
What?
I was
Okay.
promised Mass Effect Reaper sex, and they did not deliver.
I thought you were gonna go with the whole thing that happened with his sister, but yeah, that also works too.
I heard sex and sister in the same fucking sentence. I'm a bit
Yeah, you see,
Ah.
Nose Hair dreams about having a sister he can have sex with, so he can finally retire the Doritos bag. It's getting
I
a bit
mean, he does
crusty.
have a sister.
Oh.
That's fucking disgusting, and I wish you would never speak of this again. And also, go fuck yourself.
knows
Yeah.
as a sister. How's that legal?
She's
Quick
too
question,
young.
It is. It isn't.
Spoiler alert, they have to kill one.
It's a crime. Sorry.
Unfortunately, in Boston, it's illegal to have
A
any
sister.
sort of sibling. Because
I
fuck
see.
you.
Boston's
We can
actually
only
just
fit
fine
so
now.
many people on these windy-ass roads.
Yeah.
It's the one-child policy.
The more sisters are born, the more people die in car accidents because they try to drive too fast in the
Oh lord, if only that was true, Boston would be such an easier place to get around.
So Pedro says all Nose Hair really wants at the end of the day is a crippled lolly gang.
I'll fucking kill you.
Nose hair is at the end of his hair.
Nose Hair
And
has
his
finally
nose.
reached the end of his nose.
Yes.
I'll fucking kill
Yeah.
someone.
He has
I'll
become
fucking do
nose
it.
left.
Yeah,
no longer has
you
the
ni-
nose.
He has no nose left to rub.
He has
That
no
means he's no
nose.
longer
anymore.
dirty.
The only thing that remains to him now is a used, crumpled, and slightly stale Dorito bag.
I thought you were gonna
Used
say
in
condom,
Seminoles.
but okay, let's go with that.
I haven't even had Doritos in fucking like months.
That's racist.
What?
You
Oh,
stay
Yeah,
in
what are
the-
you, anti-Doritos?
Yes, I am actually
Bro,
anti-Doritos.
bro,
I've
that's
lost,
kind of
like-
racist, dude. What the fuck?
That is
I
really
mean,
racist.
here's the thing. I've lost like 40 pounds already, so fuck off.
Oh,
Shut
so you're
up.
down to finally 320.
How
No,
the
no. If
fuck
he
do you
lost 40
lose
pounds, he's down to
pounds?
like 200 something.
Oh,
If
really?
I
I'm
lose
like-
40 pounds, I would literally disappear.
I'm 270.
Yes,
now.
we know. You're a skinny Indian who gets
I'm not even
by all the
skinny.
other pretty boys on the weekend.
Do you realize I'm not skinny, right?
You
And still,
see,
there's 40 pounds.
Kilm is actually a feather mannequin, and if you
Never-
remove 40 pounds from him, he becomes nothing but a burlap sack.
Negative
Well,
math.
yes, in a way, yes.
I would
If you
weigh
remove
about
40
88
pounds from-
pounds.
Meanwhile, here's Sneaky at the Chad 280.
Chad 280.
Wait, let me actually do
Wait,
some conversion.
I'm not actually as heavy as you.
Oh, I'm 176 pounds actually. I'm quite big.
I'm actually not as
Psycho.
heavy as Sneaky.
Yeah, and
I'm like,
I'm also not
what?
fat.
Fucking.
I just
I
weigh
fucking
a
hate
lot.
you. I fucking hate you.
I can imagine nose hair being like 5'4" and just round.
Oh no, I'm like
Fucking-
5'11".
As,
close to
as one of my
Scared.
coworkers found out today, because we had to move a trunk filled with money and one of the wheels broke, and they were like struggling to even move it an inch, and they're like, "Oh my god, I can't move this at all. Can you do anything, Sneaky?" And I was like, "Yep, crack. Let's try this." And so I get down to like that football like quarterback like hump. I'm like, hut, and I just fucking plow into it, and it just skids across the room, screeching.
Oh,
the
here I was
entire
hoping you
time.
picked it up and yeeted the damn thing.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like something. That sounds like using your weight effectively. I've actually done that myself in the past.
Now, you see, the
Badass.
real trick comes
no.
when you do it to a human being.
I have.
That I have done a lot. Yes.
That I'm not
Yeah.
surprised by.
When you've got weight to
Yeah.
throw around, just run. They'll either move or they'll get fucked.
Well, just
I'm
punch
the
him. right?
juggernaut, bitch.
Oh
Oh,
I'm the
god.
Joker, baby.
I'm the Mamma Mia spicy meme.
It's a spicy
It's a me,
meatball.
the Joker, baby. Woohoo.
It's me what?
No, we're moving on.
It's me, the
too
Joker,
have,
baby.
Right,
I too
so,
have questions.
Let's see. Lupine here has a villain choking Izuku out, and then he's like, "All right, well, I'm gonna let you off lightly because
Bro, it's kind of kinky, not gonna lie.
Yeah, that is kind of kinky.
you're gonna fuck off quick, or this kid's gonna get it." And
I'm gonna give you
then
$30.
Izuku's starting to get. All right, so time for Lupine's description of the feminine form.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy, here we go.
It
Oh
was
boy,
a
doesn't
woman.
have a dick in it?
Slender, but lacking in curves, yet she looked well muscled from what he could tell. She had a blue-gray costume on tight on her body, and a cloak of some sort of fabric over it. Izuku thinks he can see the metallic threads. Really, Izuku can see the metallic threads of a
Izuku
cloak.
must have some
Imagine it
eyeball.
blinking.
from across the street from someone who's 2 stories in the air.
2 stories? No.
Hmm.
What? Where's
I
she
don't
2
know.
stories in the air?
Yeah. Closer look at the rooftop hero. So across the street on
Yeah,
the
no.
roof.
She was on the rooftop when Izuku first noticed her, and then she came down.
No. No, you never
They
mentioned
referred
she
to
came
it-
down. You
Yes,
just
it
said
does, that's right.
Izuku got a closer look at the hero.
Yeah, no. There was no mention of
relief.
going down.
Yeah,
Where is it?
Izuku
No.
just fly up to her.
no, it's literally just the villain's choking him, and then
On the said
Izuku's
rooftop, the hero
gasping.
snapped his head in Izuku's direction. When the green-haired boy pointed at the robbery in progress, she vanished from the rooftop. A few
Oh,
moments
okay,
later,
up here.
Izuku caught the sight of the pro flitting between alleyways at a rapid rate, heading in his direction.
I mean, I would have thought Sneaky would be into the strangling, but I guess not. He's more concerned about the fact that the hero isn't in the right place at the right time.
Exactly.
The strangling is depressed him at this point.
You see, Mr. Freeman, the
Don't.
wrong
No,
man in the
no.
right place
It's heard fucking Atin go no.
Can make
That's
a
like it's still the most depressing
of
thing in the world.
difference.
Miss that.
I don't remember asking for your fucking opinion.
Well,
It
yes,
Mister,
you
I
are.
had to
Give it a
go
go.
into the Final Fantasy Witness Protection Program.
I mean,
Is that just
there?
called the
It's called the Leviathan server.
Anyway, let's see. So the hero, blah blah blah, metallic threads though. Like, unless these are like really blatant metallic threads in the cloak, I'm gonna say it's really hard to see thread. Like, I'm not the best example, obviously, being fucking
You're fucking
legally blind. But
yeah, blind
like
ass,
I can barely see the thread count on shit that I'm holding up to my face, and that's only if it's woven in a overlapping pattern, let alone some sort of wool contraption where it's just wool. It's just solid sheet of wool. Get the fuck out of here, Pedro. I will literally ban you.
He will. He'll do it.
Oh, he'll ban anyone.
Cock and ball torture.
CBT.
No.
I don't know why that's a meme. I just
It's a
Me
meme
neither.
because people are like, oh, that's so weird. That's so weird and like
That's so
funny.
wacky.
Haha, I'm gonna post this everywhere.
Cock and ball torture. But no, I think
Sonic.
Haha,
those are,
funny
like,
meme. I'm on.
very, very
Look,
compelling.
Mom,
I'm detecting some low key amounts of jealousy.
Interest.
Cock and ball torture.
Cock and ball
No,
torture.
I'm just angry. It's getting fucking posted everywhere for like literally no reason.
I mean, it
very-
resurges every once in a while.
It's more like he feels. What's the word for it?
Called?
No, not that one.
Enraptured?
That might be it.
That's definitely not
Yeah,
the
that
one.
might be it too. Yeah.
Anyway, so harming the kid will make things worse. Blah blah blah. She was right. Izuku could see the heroes he'd been looking at before were already on the move. This guy was screwed. A silence
Ooh.
aura
Screwed.
wouldn't help
He's screwed,
now.
you say?
And while he seemed a lot stronger than a normal person, a
Did he
physical
flip?
enhancement is one of the most common types of quirks there was, even as a side effect of another quirk. The villain laughed. You fucking hero, your job is to protect people, so what if I make off with a few thousand yen? Okay, look.
If he did all this for a few thousand yen, boy.
Bro,
Like,
what
that
the
is
fuck?
some
That-
serious levels of escalation. Yeah, I just stole like
That's like
$100
fucking money,
bucks in stuff, and then
Not
you're just
even.
gonna jump straight to murder?
Dude, that's like a couple fucking 30, 40 bucks maybe.
No, a few thousand.
Few
No,
thousand.
no. Oh shit, you're right. It's because
Yeah.
you dropped the.
It's
100
yen.
That is some
right now.
escalation. Holy shit.
Yeah. 100 yen is about $1 ish.
Yeah, yeah,
Roughly.
yeah.
So if
He's willing to commit murder for
He's
pocket
worth
change.
You know what they
Literal
say,
pocket
steal-
change.
Steal a dollar, steal a life.
Okay.
You wouldn't download a life.
I mean, I'm
Yeah, I
I'm
mean
not
you
gay,
can't.
but $20 is $20.
I'm not gonna murder, but $20.
You wouldn't download an AI. You wouldn't print an Android. Sponsored by
would.
Atlas.
Oh no.
You wouldn't download a car. I remember that one.
I would, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if I could download a car and then print it out using
Piracy
an industrial
is
3D
against
printer, I would
The
absolutely.
law.
Downloading
Piracy,
a car is
it's fucking
literally the
fun.
fucking-
I remember seeing
Download
those
it.
like constantly and just like going like, oh no, if I like when I was like
Alright.
5, I would be like, oh no, if I like, what's piracy? And then just like, oh no, if I pirate, the FBI will come to my
Right,
house.
I've got to be awake in like 3.5 hours.
Oh, it's the
Everybody get this
FBI!
done, or am I dropping off this bloody chat?
Fine, we'll continue. Alright, so Lupine has a classic stare down where the hero's choking out, the villain's choking out Izuku. Izuku's morning wood is becoming morning steel, and the heroes are trans. And he's hitting all of the diversity quota required here. And
What?
so it is.
Like we said, Sneaky will twist anything you write.
I'm actually quite entertained by this.
he'll actually twist what he writes as well. That's the best.
Wait, you're being turned on by this?
No, I said
no.
entertained, you bloody.
Oh.
Oh.
You see? He hears what he wants to hear.
No, the
Read
thing
what he
is
wants to read to.
that just makes a certain amount of sense.
Wait, the morning wooded to morning steel, or him being turned on by this?
Morning deal.
A hind D.
Colonel!
Okay.
My morning wood has yet to go away. It's been over 2 hours.
It's like the fucking middle.
Here, Snake, let
it's
me
like
help you with
fucking
that.
It's fucking MGR2 and the president all over again. Just grabbing Ryan's crotch.
Colonel!
I used
The
to
clap
go
of my
watch the
ass
football, you know?
cheeks.
Colonel, my cock and balls haven't been tortured yet.
No.
Ah, that would explain why all the guys on the base straighten up so much when you walk by.
Colonel, my balls hurt. Colonel, my
God damn
baby
it.
don't work
No,
more.
so I'm sorry. Now all I can imagine is the fucking Patriot reading off cock and ball torture to Raiden.
Oh god.
Remove these mind images immediately.
Continue to foist these mind images upon Nosehair, for he has not yet learned the secret art of ignoring it.
No, he has learned the secret art of ignoring it. It's called alcohol.
Exactly.
Oh, that's the expunge. That's the expunge button.
That's the expunge button. I'm not gonna remember this show. And now I'm reminded why I don't come to this show. Well, excuse me, Birdie.
Not bad. Could use some work, but not bad overall.
I'm gonna
he's
fucking
dyslexic,
snap
okay?
a Z at you.
Oh no, he's pulled out the snapping Z.
Uh-oh! Uh-oh! In doing so, he's opened a time rift back to a time when he was less jaded.
Wait,
I don't think such a time
Uh,
exists.
Yeah,
Snap
no,
a Z.
that's the
I
pipe
know,
dream.
I know. Look, I'm showing my age when I say snap a Z.
Fucking.
Showing your age, Sneaky.
Is
You're
that-
fucking
is that an
throwing it up on a
American thing?
Vegas billboard.
Is that Z an American thing?
Yeah.
It's an
No,
extremely
let's be
American
clear. It's
thing.
not an American thing. It's a dark, dark period of America's timeline.
The
Is there a sneaky became president?
Specifically, it's a phrase typically used by low-income individuals near city centers.
Hmm.
Mm,
I wonder what kind of family
Specifically
they
of
belong
the
to.
female variety.
okay.
Chicago.
I mean, females don't exist, but okay.
Or women don't exist. What was that?
We were kind of a hoax, not gonna lie.
Women are a hoax. Big mind takes from Arn.
Yeah, sometimes do be like that.
Anyway, so the villain escalates from. Wow, I guess the villain was taking lessons from Taylor and how to escalate. I really appreciate you taking thorough notes on
Less
Essence of
indexes.
Silver and Steel on how your villains escalate. It really adds an interest factor to
Except
the
they
story.
don't. Taylor just faffs about until she just decides to do something.
Okay, yeah, you know what? I will
I don't
actually
know,
give
use
that
the
one
word
too.
faff.
No, let's be clear. Taylor does absolutely nothing, sits there thinking about doing something, and then decides, no, that won't work. I have to commit 17 homicides.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
we're
both
talking
right,
specifically
sometimes
about
that's
Essence of
good.
Silver
We're
and
talking
Steel.
about particular fanfic where. Oh god, I don't even.
So,
wanna think
so
about it.
there's a reason why we call him the British JDF. So there's a fanfic author called James D. Fawkes or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
And he writes a worm general Nasuverse crossover in which Taylor triggers with the power to call people from the Throne of Heroes, including a future alternative version of herself that
Except
Gaylor.
James Dean, except JDF says she installs the full heroic spirit, not a servant.
yeah. And
Yet
she doesn't
cannot-
summon them, but she installs them like Fate Collide, except she always is able to pull back from a 100% install. And
I can feel my brain growing as we speak.
it was really dumb. Like, don't get me wrong. Like in the early stages, it was okay.
And Nasuverse is really whack for some fucking low grade porn, really.
Yes. But as it carried on, he spent like 17 something chapters building up to this one big climax fight, and he was like, "Oh, you guys won't be able to guess what hero she summons." Because
There's only one it can be. There's only one person. That
because
can
she
actually
summons
solve this
herself, but
Wow.
from the Golden Morning,
I
and
summoned Bug.
and so she just controls everyone.
I summoned the worst possible version of me with the worst possible life choices.
Yeah,
with
basically.
powers that don't actually work like they did because James Dean Fox never actually read Worm. So there's people who are randomly immune to her powers.
So people were randomly immune to her powers because, quote, Canon Taylor couldn't tried to resist taking them over, so therefore, when summoned as a heroic spirit, they become immune because that's how legends work.
Of course.
It's not.
It's
But
really not.
You're stupid, and nobody likes you.
Yes.
And
then there was this whole thing about Taylor being betrayed by Lisa, and then Taylor just turns around and basically does what Lisa wants her to do anyway. I'm like,
don't forget the part. Don't forget the part where Alexandria goes up to Taylor and goes, "You should join the wards." And Taylor goes, "Okay, I'll join the wards." And then Alexandria says, "You should also listen to every order we give you." And Taylor's like, "Okay, I'll listen to every order you give me."
Yeah. No, literally, at the bank there was an omake where Taylor turns into Kiyohime. I was like, that would have been a much better path to realizing that she's been betrayed than, okay, I will help you because you are criminals and you are my friend.
The other great thing about JDF is that he would lie in his author's notes as he's so in one author's note he's begging for people to donate to him or to join his Patreon. And by the way, his Patreon
was he offering feed pics?
The Patreon tiers are by far the most elitist shit I've ever seen in my existence. I can't.
Okay. See. You to compare it with a certain other persons who shall not be named.
It's beyond that. It's like, if you donate if you donate the Supreme Lord tier, you get the feeling and satisfaction of supplying the future readers with quality stories of excellent intent.
Okay. I'm gonna be real. Remember the time we had a fight with Lupine about fucking
Yes, I'm aware.
Yeah, the whoever this person is, he's making me go back on my fucking statements.
Well, don't worry. He has been massively bleeding. He's been massively bleeding Patreon supporters ever since that we.
How did he get them to begin with?
Oh, he had like 500 something, 400 something. He's down to like 80 now.
86.
I really should begin a fucking Patreon.
You should, especially now that we're posting this Ruby story. You should begin a Patreon.
No, see, I want the Patreon to work, not.
Not whatever the fuck you're doing.
But no, there were some real bad choices. But so he scammed people, right? He would go into the author's notes of one chapter and be like, "Guys, I really need you to donate to me today. And I ask this of you.
Dad, stop paying me.
My mother is sick, cancer, and I need the money to pay for her hospital bills."
That shit?
And then like 2 weeks later, I found a comment from him of being like, "Yeah, lol,
how much money he spent on Saint Quartz?
Yeah, I'm still poor, lol. Spent $1,000 on Saint Quartz."
Bro, getting cancer is kind of cringe though, not gonna lie. Like, who the fuck gets cancer?
People with shitty lives.
people who
20
were dumb enough to fight America, that's who.
The people
It's
who
What
rolled
2020.
saint
Like, what the fuck are you doing?
the
Getting
people
cancer,
who rolled
bro.
a nat 1 on their
Yo, what
Constitution check.
Saint Court?
So Saint
F
Court
you.
is a in-game
Oh, don't
currency-
act like you don't know.
I actually do not.
It's
I've
an
never.
in-game currency for Fate Grand Order.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
in-game
okay.
currency for the Fate Grand Order servant summoning system,
Ah.
in where you're guaranteed to get better servants if you use Saint Courts than if you don't.
Oh,
Not really.
okay,
You're not
so-
guaranteed.
No, like
You're quote guaranteed. And
Well, no,
Guaranteed
I
of
mean,
their
you-
chance.
I
Yeah,
would
you
say
know, not gonna get anything.
you have the potential to get better than 3 stars.
Yeah.
Which-
Oh, okay,
You don't
so
need.
it's a 10-pull system from Grand Blue. I understand.
yes.
Just crystals, basically.
Reminder that nose hair blessings also give you this power.
No, they don't.
That's true. Nose hair blessings have indeed gotten me several
Anyway.
very useful things.
It's 3.5 hours before I'm supposed to wake up. I'm fucking off now. Enjoy the rest of this chapter, I
Your
suppose.
story
Wait, you gonna
sucks.
joke?
There
We
go.
won't.
can
Fuck
leave
you.
Now.
Okay,
Yep, alright,
enjoy.
Deagle,
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Night.
Good
Yeah,
night.
Thank you for joining
Adios.
us.
It's 3 hours before I'm supposed to wake up. I might as well just stay up.
Is he gone now?
Yo, Pedro just gave me the best fucking idea.
Make
Yeah,
a
do it.
Patreon, and one of the tier
it.
rewards is I restart running. Make it like $500 though.
Yeah, and then you do fucking write 2 chapters, and then you can fucking.
Oh
hide it
no, no,
again.
no! You keep rewriting the chapters, but it has to be every month. You only rewrite 1 chapter as long as they're subbed.
Oh god.
No. Every time someone subs to that tier, he starts it over again.
Yeah, I just read the same chapter. It's a rewrite, guys. I've been subbed to.
No.
just-
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like you just gotta keep finding ways to reinvent the wheel, right?
I mean, that's what I got people believing. Like, they still think I'm writing a very big chapter.
Okay,
2
well,
years.
to be fair, you are known for posting like 30k chapters. Okay.
That is true. Well, this time he's posted fucking novella at this point.
Meanwhile, at the same time, posts a 5k word chapter.
Oh yeah, I think people were surprised by that because nobody fucking read it.
Nobody fucking read it.
I
Anyway,
guess
so
see people being disappointed with that.
now that Lupine's gone, we can basically accelerate through this garbage. So the heroes like let
Yeah.
him down, and they're like, "No, we're not gonna do that." And the villain's like, "I'm gonna kill this kid." And the heroes are like, "Oh shit, what do we do? He's gonna kill the kid." And then Izuku's like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna die." And then Izuku is like, "Ah!" And then crimson light explodes from him, and a servant is summoned. Which, again, makes no fucking sense, because if the servants are being summoned through Izuku to the Throne of Heroes, that means that the servants are going to be based on the current world's knowledge of the servants, which, according to the original author's note / summary, nobody in the world knows about these servants.
Which doesn't make any sense because
Which means
The-
they're going to be
My
weak
Hero-
as
the
the
fuck.
My Hero Macadamia world followed human timeline up until people got superpowers.
Well, yes, but I can
But fuck you, how about that?
I can buy the fact that heroes of
I mean,
the
if I'm
old
forgotten
eras
of it.
were buried.
Yeah,
basically,
forgotten. I guess.
I can buy that because it was like 300 years post the first quirk is when the story starts. So it's like that's like 6+ generations. I can understand heroes of old
More
pre-quirk
like
verse.
12.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I can get that. So that's understandable, but it's like
Gay.
yeah. Let's go with that. But
Well done.
like so these heroes have been forgotten, and so they're gonna be super fucking weak, but they don't get summoned according to Lupine's because I do keep in mind I do subscribe to the death of the author theory, and that anything not included in their story is not considered canon.
More
Oh,
death
that's
to
what
the
the
author.
other thing.
Just
Yeah, I
die,
thought you
fucker,
had
die.
But I personally consider the fact that the fact that he's never mentioned in the story itself that it is not a world fusion, means that, as far as I'm concerned, with how he set this up, with Izuku being the summoning catalyst for all the servants being summoned into the world through him, that it is a world fusion, and that the Throne of Heroes is basically super weak when it comes to summoning heroes before quirks. Which I mean, he missed another perfect opportunity there again, in which he could have just made up heroes, or just had Izuku summon heroes of the past.
Yeah, you literally have
post-quirk.
something like the old people who held
Like
Ultimate,
fucking
like,
just straight up summons like All Might's previous mentors. Straight up summons like
Yeah.
There's so many heroes that are dying over
Summons Silver Age All Might.
Well, no, you can't.
It's the extra edgy one.
no, but you
See,
can.
He
you
is
can
an
summon-
alt.
I mean, think about it this way: like, there was a fucking Shiro Emiya summoned when Shiro Emiya was alive.
Yeah.
True, but that would imply that version of All Might died during the Silver Age.
I
I
mean,
mean,
it'd be
you could
relatively
die.
easy to. Hell, you could have it. You could have it so that it's an All Might who died fighting
All for
He
one.
died
for one.
fighting all for
Fucking
one.
Okay,
yeah.
okay,
Like, they-
okay.
Yeah,
fine.
like Doom
They
timeline.
killed each other.
Fair enough.
Fuck
Fine.
killed each other. Literally Doom timeline.
All right. Fair enough.
He could have a completely different personality.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, no, I mean, it wouldn't even have to be a completely different persona. It could just be he died, and be like, I feel like, like, and that be part of his character. This guy's character arc is like, I feel like I wasn't the hero of like, I feel like I failed. I wasn't the symbol of peace.
Right.
Yeah. He's a dame man.
But anyway, so he summons a hero, and he gets up, and the villain's just straight up like bleeding everywhere, bleeding profusely, because someone's cut his arms off. A robot girl with tails and wings. It's robot
Mecha-Chan.
Yeah.
Really, we're going with Mecha Ellie-chan as the first summon. You fucking weeb.
Yeah, like I said, pretty much he says it's random, but
No,
pretty
it's
much
not.
every hero that he summons is on his waifu
It's a trap.
list. Yeah, sure, he's
Like-
only pulling from the welfare list, but pretty much every hero he summons is going to be on the waifu list.
Like, you know what? I would actually respect authors more if they just went to one of the websites and did a summon simulator.
I mean, that's what we're doing with that
True.
Just
freaking
make your
worm
entire
story.
story gotcha.
Yeah, just you know what? Oh, on the first poll, right? The first poll where you're guaranteed to get an SSR. It's like, what'd we get? Oh, we pulled Herc.
Yeah, they just make a new Fate Grand Order account and then just do the fucking rolls yourself.
Yeah,
basically.
Like, that's it.
Oh no, you don't even have to do that. Like, there's a website
Yeah,
where you can
I know.
get your fix without
Perfect.
getting your fix.
Oh, perfect.
Yes. It's like drugs except no payoff.
Just like the real Fate Grand Order.
So anyway,
Yeah, that's
she
just gossip
brutally
games, honestly.
kills the villain, and then swipes her sword to get the blade to dispel the blood off the blade. And then
honestly,
she's
I'm-
like, Lamau, I was summoned. This is a shocker.
Meow.
Very
I don't know if you guys have heard
loyal.
about,
This mecha is yours to command. Our
750.
contract shall last until you dishonor it. Mecha, he mumbled. Kid, is this your quirk? Quirk? What? No, I'm
No, hold
quirkless.
a minute. I'm pretty sure we've never seen a quirk that summons other people.
No, we haven't. So
It shouldn't be kid, is this your quirk? It should be who's this kid with this other quirk?
So the thing is that I can buy projection quirks because we do have an already in canon example of Dark Shadow.
See. Sneaky, it's not a projection perk, it's slavery. She outright said you're a master.
Yeah, I'm aware, but what I'm saying is I can buy projection quirks being a thing because we do have Dark Shadow as a base example. maybe the projection still has to be attached to the person in some manner, or maybe it can be completely independent, which again makes no fucking sense in terms of DNA.
What Sneaky basically says is a JoJo crossover is a distinct possibility.
Yeah, there's a lot of JoJo crossovers with My Hero Academia, actually.
None of them are good.
None of them are good.
I knew it. Nobody's written a
All
good
of
JoJo.
them are trash.
But
Here's the thing about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's
It's
very
really hard, right?
difficult to emulate Araki's bullshit.
yes,
basically.
yes, it is.
Well, yeah, it's the same thing with Berserk. It's very hard to write for Berserk.
But, my
Like, how
point
are you
is, though, is that
How does any sane person top the rock people are trying to grow fruit so they can regrow their genitals?
Yes.
Now, here's the real question, Sneaky. Has anyone done a Warhammer 40k crossover with Fate where someone just summons the Emperor and wins the entire Grail War?
yes,
Yes.
It's
Was
called-
it any good?
it's called property
No.
damage, and it's hilarious, but it's dead.
My
God.
only question is which version of the Emperor?
The
Pre-
one that
think it
didn't
was
get
golden.
fucked by
yeah,
Horus.
it was
that
golden. It was like literally like pre-Horus Heresy, but he had all the knowledge of post-Horus Heresy.
So it's a text-to-speech device Emperor, but he's got an actual body. What have you fucking done?
Yes.
No,
I don't think
even worse is what's his face summoned an orc war boss, and
That was Rin.
yeah, so
Wait. Okay, see, even if it's dead, I kind of want to read this.
No, it was it replaced the fourth war. Remember, it wasn't Rin. It was the relative of
Rin's dad?
Rin.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
uncle.
Rin's dad.
No, it was
Property
the
damage?
uncle.
I thought it
Karya.
was her father.
Oh, okay. Karya. Okay. Then.
Yeah, it was Karya. Karya summons
Oh.
the orc war boss, and he's like, I really don't understand why this motorcycle needs to be painted red. Because it goes faster, duh!
It goes faster, you get.
Property damage is fifth war.
What, property damage is fifth war? Really?
When Ilya brought Berserker to her grandpa, he was sorely disappointed.
Yeah.
That is
Ilya-
literally the first line.
Yeah, but Ilya was also alive during like the fourth one.
Yeah, but not a master, so.
Oh, not master, huh?
Things can be changed.
Dropped it in FFNs.
Yeah.
Neat.
Anyway, it is an amazing story. It's hilarious. I had a great time reading it. It's also exceedingly dead.
That is sad.
I
Some-
can't
That's the
believe I
beautiful-
missed the chat. What do you mean you missed the chat? I mean, yes, we talked with the chat a bunch.
The sea does that once every few days
Yeah, potentially.
if he feels like it.
I say, I was diagnosed quirkless. Somebody's tricking me. If you don't attack us, I won't attack you. Well, Master, let's go. Okay, yeah, let's go. Death arms. Shooting at the hero with lightning quirk. Blah 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 blah. Zuku's death. Blah, medical report. Just majority claim quirkless. Blah blah. Everything matched up except for the killer robot calling him master. Well, that was a little unfair. The robot hadn't killed anyone. She did cut off a guy's arms.
No, but to be fair, Obi-Wan Kenobi didn't kill anyone in a bar.
Yes.
That was that.
And of
He just
course,
delivered them.
first.
Greedo shot first.
I said
That's a different person.
Yes.
The point. Just went straight over your head.
Well, no, he said Obi-Wan didn't kill anyone in a bar, and I said yes, and then Greedo didn't shoot first, and Greedo shot first. I'm agreeing with him, obviously. Duh.
Sometimes be like that.
Okay.
It's called humor.
No.
She was a machine, made of metal, blah blah, machine spirit. Machine spirit!
praise the Omnisci. The Omnisci has gifted us many toasters this cycle.
Where are
Praise
my...
be the
I'm gonna
Omnistia
stick my dick in
Oracle.
a toaster. Interfacing with toaster.
By the way,
Increasing
the toaster
interfacing
joke is my
speed.
favorite. Is probably my favorite non-canon thing to appear about the Mechanicus.
Go fuck a toaster, you fucking
Yes.
cog boy. Oh God. No, she was a servant, and it was servants' duty to obey their master. They could all hear the capitalism in her voice.
Yeah, thank you,
That
Greg. Thank you.
joke is so
Capitalism
fucking.
in her-
That joke is so fucking
Free
dead.
markets.
It is painful how dead that joke is. You
What
could,
joke?
You could hear the capitalization in what they said.
Well, no, I mean, if someone places specific emphasis on something, it is potentially, it's feasible to infer
No, I'm
that.
aware you can say like you could feel the emphasis they put on that. That's one thing. But it's literally the semi-meta joke of you could feel them capitalizing the letters as they said it.
Gotcha.
Where it's like, oh yeah, they're capitalizing it. Yeah, because normally we don't capitalize nouns.
Yes, yes.
Anyway,
That's your German.
Midoriya was looking at her with awe. Blah 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 blah. Doctor blah blah. Midoriya. We have evidence in regard to your lack of quirk, blah blah. You may not be charged with public use of quirk. Clear case of self-defense. You will also not be charged as a vigilante. Now, imagine you get taken hostage, right? You're being held, and the guy is literally choking you to death. And you punch him in the face, and he falls to the ground. And then the officers come up to you and go, "Sir, you need to come to the police station with us. You're under arrest. We're charging you with being a vigilante."
I mean,
Listen, if that was the kind of thing that happened to me, I'd be like, well, I guess my name is Batman. And
Well,
I would
all
just
right,
fight my way out of the
I
police
guess
station.
if I'm being charged with vigilantism, I'm going to start with these two corrupt cops in front of me.
you're welcome. You're welcome, officer. Now I'm going to kill you.
You're welcome,
No,
officer.
no. Killing cops is bad. That gets you a much worse penalty.
Mm-hmm.
No, but if, at that point you're already going to jail. Let's fucking go all the way.
Yeah, why not?
Because usually they accidentally kill cop killers.
Oops.
Oops.
Well, it ain't like you got much to live.
I do recommend you make an appointment with your quirk to get it tested again. You need to register your quirk now that you know about it. Okay, blah 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 blah. Tell your mom, blah blah blah, paperwork, blah blah blah.
My quirk is
Sansa's-
hentai robot.
Sansa sighed. This is just what this department needs. Robotic bodyguards. Ugh.
Thank you, Lupin. This is a horror.
Very cool. Yeah.
Inko was like, what the fuck? I'm at a police station. Why is my son at a police station? My son summoned a robot girl. And everyone's really confused about how he summoned a robot girl.
No, let's be clear here, by the way. Depending on what version of Mecha Ellie-chan, it could be a scantily clad robot girl.
I believe this is the standard version and not the super
Mark I.
version. Yeah. The Mark IIs, yeah. I think it's Mark 1. Because, Lupine likes to describe his characters as barely clothed.
Poor Lupin.
Yeah,
Oh
blah
my
blah,
God.
pet type quirk, blah blah blah. Thank you for saving my son. Of course I will save him, he's my master. I don't know your name, I'm Inko. You can call me Ellie. Mecha Ellie-chan. Ellie seemed to
That's
twitch
not
at
a
bit.
fucking name.
Before smiling a little, somehow her metal skin was flexible. Yes, Mecha Ellie-chan. That is me. She was now lost in thought. Okay. Then they got to the Midoriya apartment. Well, maybe we should talk to each other. My name's blah blah blah. I am Mecha Ellie-chan. I am blah blah blah. At my awakening, blah 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 blah. Servant of justice, blah 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 blah. Chaldea, blah 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 blah. I have all the memories of being summoned from the throne of heroes and all the times I was.
That's not how that works.
That's not how that works.
And this is why you don't cross over with shit.
Yeah, this is so in
Yeah.
another Discord. I was talking about FGO in particular because you can get away, and it's actually really interesting, especially when you deviate from Shiro. When you put, say, Rin, Ilya, Sakura into other worlds, it's very interesting. And it can be very interesting to read the reactions of both that world to them and them to that world. I mean, Shiro is always a classic go-to, so that's not really too much of a deviation from the norm. But when it
Shiro's
comes
the
to
idiot hero.
well, not only that, he's also the main protagonist. But
Yeah, and he's also like, what's the word for it? You could step into his shoes pretty fucking easy.
I guess
He's
But-
a great self-insert.
when
point.
it comes down to it, in terms of this whole fucking alternative world bullshit that Lupine's trying to set up, where for some reason the Throne of Heroes is pulling from the Chaldea verse, according to him. So this is according to him. The Throne of Heroes in this story is pulling heroes from the Chaldea verse, and then is then transporting them into Izuku's version of the world. Which
I have no idea what a Chaldea is.
Chaldea is the name of the organization.
Oh.
Chaldea is
in
the
Fate
player
Grand Order.
organization in Fate Grand Order.
Yeah, because by the way, you can't be a real master in Fate Grand Order because you summon hundreds of servants. You summon like simulacrums
the premise the premise of Fate Grand Order. No, you summon the servants, but it's the how Chaldea operates supplies.
But can you
all
summon Bahamut?
yes.
Sadly, no, they haven't done. Ironically enough, they haven't done a Final Fantasy crossover yet.
But the how
I
Fate
mean,
Grand Order operates is that it's like post humanity basically collapsing, and they are a time traveling organization, and they go around ensuring that humanity continues in other timelines or some shit like that.
No. They're a magical organization that was created to make sure the timeline continues as it's supposed to, and on the basically day 4 of their operation, they're like, hey, our machine that looks into the future just stopped seeing the future.
Let's go send.
So let's go stop that, and then everyone dies because someone summons a demon into Chaldea, and then because you were the only person who was on the job at the time, and you were actually out because you'd been given the garbage assignment because you barely qualified and were a shit tier master.
You pissed off the boss lady is what really happened there.
Don't
So
piss
you
off
got
the boss.
But then
sacked
why
from
did
the
you go with
position.
the boss lady? That's the question. Why did she take you to Fuji?
So
Bear in mind, it has been years since I did Singularity F, so bear with me.
summary of Singularity F is they start at the first mission, bomb blows up everybody. You got Lev who's the idiot that you had to fight.
Listen, I just play Grand Blue Fantasy for that, so.
Boss lady is in ground zero of the bomb and dies. Her spirit gets sent to Singularity F along with you.
That's
when
right.
the race ship.
Very
And then
cool.
her soul basically gets sent into Shiba to burn for eternity.
And then
Very
she
cool.
turns into a beast of Gaia.
Nope.
No, she just is suffering eternally.
Yeah, so just like us.
But anyway, so my main complaints when it comes to Fate Grand Order crosses versus other crosses like Stay Night or Apocrypha. Fate instead of Stay Night or something is the problem with Grand Order is typically the whole world travel, time travel, woo woo bullshit is already accounted for. And there's already a process of recalling the people sent on this shit. So you can't really be like, oh yeah, they got sent into the Nardoverse and they can't get back. Unlike how like you could pull that off with Fate Stay Night and just be like, oh yeah, shit happened and now they're just stuck in Ruby forever. And so that's just how things are.
I mean, there's been times in Grand Order when it's like, oh, we can't do the thing.
Has the thing been done yet? No, we haven't done the thing yet.
How have you not done the thing? Do the thing, stat.
Thank
The
you.
main problem with Grand Order is it is railroaded beyond.
Yeah, that too, but also on top of that, there's too many characters and not enough characterization for all of them. And so it also opens you up as an author to be barraged by people being like, "Oh, you should put Emiya Assassin in. You should put the Nursery Rhyme in. You should put Jackie in." Well, I mean, not that I'm saying you shouldn't put Jackie in. We need more Jackie fics. But like because it's a Fate Stay Night fic and it's Shiro in a different world, you're gonna have less people going, "Oh, Shiro needs to summon fucking Alexander the Great." I mean, some people might be like, "Oh, Shiro needs to somehow bring Saber in or some shit like that," but you're not gonna have just people be like, "Oh, Alexander the Great needs to be in this fic." Unlike with Fate Grand Order fics, where people are all going to have their own favorite heroes, and because it's Fate Grand Order and it's canon that all these heroes get summoned, people are going to be like, "Oh, you gotta summon this, you gotta do that, you gotta do." And it's just annoying and stupid and shit.
Yeah, the only good part to Fate Grand Order is it gave a lot of characters, but you have to literally characterize them yourselves.
Mm-hmm. And
I mean, they started doing a lot more with interludes and stuff.
The
Yeah.
interludes in the actual story, when you have servants, it helps a lot, but it gets real bad when it's a new servant and you don't have access to them.
Yeah.
All you have to do, servant, is the voice lines, which the voice lines do an okay job of giving you a base to kind of work off of.
That and the bond level stuff.
Oh yeah, that goes with the voice lines. Like,
I was more meaning the stat things that pop up. But yeah,
oh, the profile unlocks.
yeah.
Well, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
Yep.
Like, some of them are literally like, "Oh, hey, this is literally a history lesson for this person you probably never even heard of."
And then there's Spartacus's, which is yes, this man was made of muscle.
This man was made of muscle. This man was angry about the oppressors.
Yeah, that one, when I saw that as the profile thing, like, it's like, well,
And this man is my favorite man in the Citadel.
not wrong.
No, this man is my favorite being who became the Citadel and then exploded.
Local man literally too angry to die.
That
I mean, he
sums up
was a berserker,
Spartacus.
so yes.
Exactly. And that's the point.
So is the stream done, or do you still have like another?
oh no,
Sure,
I,
like an hour
I, I
ago.
don't have any more
Honestly-
fics. It's just, I'm just so.
Honestly,
Also,
the
the
trend-
chapter's done, by the way. That was literally the chapter. It's just, yeah, Saint
Thankfully.
Draft, blah blah blah, fucking just basically ignores all the rules of FGO. Still uses FGO as the means of summoning all the heroes. So there's a reason why we called him the British JDF, and this is the exact reason
Yeah.
where he introduces rules and then is like, actually, we're going to ignore the rules because I like X hero to be summoned.
I will put one thing in his defense. The Fate series in general sets forth rules and then constantly breaks them and plays loose with them. And it comes down to, oh, it's not a hard rule, it's a general rule of thumb.
Yeah, it's
Like,
true.
There's a general rule of
A hard
thumb.
rule because there's no actual rules. It's whatever
Yeah.
you can drug yourself into thinking the math will let you break.
Yeah,
where,
true.
like-
But however, it is a hard rule where the hero's power is dependent on how well the hero is known.
I'm trying to think.
That's the reason why Hercules, King Arthur,
Sneaky
those
Okay,
sort
but
of heroes.
counterpoint,
The
nobody
entirety of-
knows who the fuck Gilgamesh is these days.
Well, no. Here's another kind of point. The
The
entirety.
only
of
reason
the
people know who Gilgamesh is because of Final Fantasy V.
No,
like, perfect.
that's not Gilgamesh though.
Yeah, my point
Yeah.
is they saw Gilgamesh and then went to go look it up.
Alright, Max,
Yeah.
what you're saying?
The entirety of the Hassan line. Cursed Arm, 100 Faces, Serenity, and First
Yeah,
Hassan.
and they're all super fucking weak.
No, they're not. In fact,
They
First
are
Hassan is one of the
specialized.
strongest buster servants in the game, even though he's an assassin.
Well,
Okay,
King
means-
Hassan is
no,
a
no,
grand
you
servant
can't
and
use
he's bullshit.
FGO as an example, Max. Because FGO operates on FGO rules.
Yes,
I mean,
that's
First
what
Hassan is
Why the fuck is
literally
Gilgamesh so powerful?
death.
with the rules of FGO. He's staying consistent within that,
No,
which was your complaint.
No, he's not though, because the problem is he's not using Chaldea to summon the servants. He is summoning the servants through questionable means, questionable somehows, but
Ethics.
from what he said earlier when we confronted him on it in the Discord is that the servants are being summoned in Chaldea and then sent to him and then he's being made the master of these servants. Which makes
If that's what he's gonna go with, then that means Merlin has to be involved.
no fucking sense at all.
God damn it, Merlin! Stop giving.
No, it again,
to
if,
people.
if Merlin's involved, it will start to make sense because Merlin does.
Merlin is on the same level of fuckery as
He is.
So-
He is only one step below Solomon. Literally, only one step below. But no, if you're gonna pick hard rules, I don't know if you want to go with Fate's hard rules because Fate plays loose with its own rules. Like Apocrypha has the
Fate just asks what are rules.
Oh no, Fate's like here are general outlines and suggest like hard rules are like the counter force will be deployed if humanity is ever in like actual extinction level events, as long as they're within the same plane of existence.
But then that doesn't happen at all when Solomon gets involved.
Because Solomon's not in the same plane of existence. He's literally built his own world separate from Earth. And the counter force.
Solomon's temple is outside the flow
Okay,
of time.
But
Yeah.
what happens what about the times when he shows up? Physically.
The
He's still
singularities
connected
are
to the
also
temple.
he's connected to the temple, and the singularities themselves are also disconnected from the proper flow of time.
Yes.
The best that Alaya can do is get some servants summoned there and hope that Chaldea shows up, essentially.
So
That's actually
it's
the best.
useless.
Yes.
Basically, because it has no power, because there's no humanity there beyond a small smattering.
Yeah. It's literally my existence is only just strong enough to summon like 3 jobbers and 1 good servant.
That's literally a London.
What servant have you summoned? I've summoned Vegeta, the greatest jobber of them all.
What does Skylar say about his power
He
level?
might win he might save the Earth, he might screw everything up. I'm not really sure.
He
might
does
destroy it
both.
just out of spite.
I don't see Kakarot here. Fuck this planet.
Kakarot! You convince him that because he has red blonde hair, Solomon is Kakarot.
But
How?
But Solomon has white hair?
yeah. But actually no, Sneaky, I have a great example of a servant that directly contradicts your statement of this depends on their power level. Sojiro, the fake assassin in Fate Stay Night. He has one of the strongest moves, even though he's actually not very well known, especially outside of Japan.
That's because you told reality to go fuck itself.
Yeah, I know, and that's the kind of thing that would normally be reserved for someone of King Arthur levels of fame. Or even the terrible levels of fame.
In other words, Nasu doesn't give a fuck. More news at 11.
Implying
Look,
that
all
the
I'm saying is Nasu made Paul Bunyan a hero, who
Are you
wasn't even a
saying
real
Paul-
person. He was a fucking Apple commercial.
And
Paul Bunyan in the giant lolly.
Yeah, Paul Bunyan, the giant lolly. By the way, that was probably the thing that annoyed me most. I was like, come on. First of all, he wasn't even real. He was an Apple commercial.
I'm just waiting for the next one-star welfare servant. It's just gonna be Johnny Appleseed. It's gonna be a caster.
What does he do? He casts apples at you. That's what?
Pocket apple sand.
But
Just stale.
just bounce off your face.
Pocket apple seeds.
Is Sneaky died?
yes,
Yes.
left the area.
He's gone somewhere. But
Well,
the stream
probably.
isn't over until he ends it, so
I guess we're just gonna keep talking weird shit about Fate Go.
Yeah, guys. Can
I mean,
tell
to
about
be
my
fair,
theory?
Fate Go needs a lot of shit talked about it.
I have a theory, right? So, have you guys heard of the story about some mafia people who started a pizza restaurant as a front for their illegal business, and then it turned into to be a more profitable business than the illegal shit?
Yeah.
I think that Japanese gacha games are essentially the same thing. There's like used to be a front for whitewashing money, but then they turned to be too profitable, so they stopped with illegal shit, and now it's just like gacha games. Thank you for coming to my TED talk.
I mean, they are just gambling.
Exactly. Your point?
My point is that I'm agreeing with you.
No one's
Yeah.
disagreeing with the
It's
fact
just
that
it's just so Japanese people can get their gambling fix.
Yep.
Because as we know,
gambling, yay!
as we know, all Japanese people have massive gambling problems, and while that may be a broad generalization, it's true. If you don't believe me,
Yeah.
come listen to my TED talk about why it's true.
Exactly. How to prove a point. Welcome to my TED talk.
I guess I'm up to assume that Sneaky is dead.
Yeah.
Are we that lucky?
Fortunately,
Damn.
Oh,
Damn it.
I heard his voice.
I was just lurking
It
in
lives
the
on.
background to see how long it took for you to expect me to be dead. Fortunately, I'll take far more alcohol than that. But, however, it is time to close it. Because, you know...
Mm.
Wow. It hasn't
Karl
been that
Marx
for-
be a hero? I believe he is.
No,
No?
he's not.
Been-
Oh.
Thank God.
Thomas Edison and, Nikola Tesla are heroes, so it's only a matter of time, I guess.
They had a perfect thing. They could have actually given us an eagle-headed person, but no, they went with a lion for some reason.
Well,
But-
first of all, of all the people you could pull, you pull Thomas Edison. Like,
I mean, they could do Washington, I guess.
I
if they haven't
mean-
already.
Let's be honest here. The dude was known to be super patriotic, so for what they wanted for that chapter, kind of made sense.
But anyway, we
fucking
all
crazy
saw
king.
Lupine's first chapter, how it was basically canon mixed with a completely uninteresting means of introducing servants into the My Hero Academia verse. We had Lupine on here, he basically did nothing but faff about. And that
That's
was
what it
about summarizes our current Friday. But of course, we will be here every Tuesday and Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. Because there's always
Unfortunately.
more, and there's always gets worse.